We in?
We're in. Yep. When the music stops, you're
Excellent.
good to go.
Well, thank you so much, agents, for coming back for tonight's episode of The Shell Game. Tonight I am joined by our current crew, which maybe I'll talk about that at some point. If we decide to ever continue Spycraft, there's actually a continuing mission for this series that takes place in modern times.
Oh.
This is actually one of three or four different parts of a mission. But
So, like, could we come back as, like, old
you
agents?
could actually,
If we survive?
yes.
Come on to the old age.
If we decide
the
in the
old
future to resurrect this game, yes. So for the moment, though, I want to be sure and welcome and introduce our players tonight. Tonight I have Roxy,
Hello, hello.
and I have Shawn,
Hey,
and I have Alyssa.
Howdy.
So we're going to be jumping in pretty quick here tonight and getting things underway. We've got a lot to do and some new stuff happening. I want to make sure that my players know that tonight they will be refreshing their action points. And also tonight, because of our current subscription count, every player is getting one free reroll. And each player is also going to be getting an additional action point, which means everybody should be, I think, starting at 4 action points tonight.
Nice.
So,
actually more excited about that. I think the extra point.
and with that said, I do want to point out that for every subscription that we get tonight, as they come in, we will also be giving an additional action point to each player. So just tossing that out there.
Nice.
All
I'll
right.
take it. So, yes, subscribe. We
Yeah.
need help.
All right. So, with that said, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of backstory on previous game.
All right.
And that is when last we left our group of agents. They had escaped Cuba, is a good way to put it at this point.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, we kind of had to escape.
They had been sent in to deal with what we in this modern era know as the Cuban Missile Crisis. They want to go and investigate the rumors that a missile site was being built in Cuba, funded and provided by the Russian military. So they went there, took some pictures in the dead of night, and evaded capture as they were chased by troops and made it out of the country alive. We then also had some backstory on the creation of this team, that being that they are not technically CIA. They still, to some extent, have some credentials within that, but they are instead answering directly to XCOM, which is the president's special board that deals with essentially global threats and other things that are popping up in this time period. JFK did actually create that board, and it did exist. And the idea was to try and get people from some of the biggest intelligence communities to actually try to work together. And maybe it worked.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe it didn't.
Maybe it didn't. So, with that said, that's where our events left off. They are now currently in Germany.
I mean, did you describe our harrowing flight
No, I did
over,
not.
over the
In a
Atlantic?
steel
Best
tube.
part.
Yeah. So, in what we found out from our chat last game, was a 2-hour flight.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. David did find out.
Yeah, 2 hours from Florida to Germany, Ramstein Air Force Base. The crew, one of them got to sit up front to some extent in the co-pilot chair to fly along on this harrowing and insanely fast flight. And then 2 of them had to be loaded into the SR-71's side containers. The SR-71 is designed for a whole slew of things to be added in and changed out on a whim. Well, it turns out that there were actually containers that they would put people in, or could. Not that there is any proof of that ever actually taking place. So, yeah, 2 people got to be shoved in the side of the SR-71 in these containers in complete darkness during those 2 hours. So,
I'd like to say that Flint napped during that time, but no.
loud as heck, probably.
Yeah.
So
Very soothing,
That's right.
like a spa day.
And so, yeah, they are now in a hangar, a CIA hangar located at Ramstein Air Force Base, where they have had the opportunity to recuperate briefly. You've had, at this point, I was going to say that you are able to sleep overnight. And so you're not going to continue this mission without at least some rest.
Okay.
But that will take us into the events of this game and where we are starting.
Sounds good.
So we'll go ahead and get this underway. I'm going to turn on my sound over here.
Alrighty.
You've got
Turn
it
on.
over there
I will,
on the board?
I will fade it in when you bring it in,
We're good.
I think.
My volume's down a little bit on me. How about now? Number 9. Got it?
I
Yeah.
got it, John. There it is.
All right.
There we are.
So, beginning. October 20th. After a harrowing flight from Florida to Germany via the SR-71, you find yourself secreted away in a CIA hangar at the furthest extent of the runway. As you fill out your requisitions and take a brief respite for the tasks ahead, as you awaken, there now seems to be a flurry of activity at the base. The mechanics in the hangar inform you that the United States military preparedness has now entered DEFCON 3, meaning the Air Force must be ready to enter into war should the command be given within 15 minutes. If you're going to leave this base before it goes into full lockdown, this is that moment. A few clerks for operations ran by the CIA hand over sealed documents to the team detailing the potential doom that is taking place. Hours ago, the Soviet Union performed a high-altitude nuclear detonation test over Kazakhstan. Number 2. In retaliation, President Kennedy has declared the United States will perform their own high-altitude nuclear detonation test over the Pacific Ocean and declared a state of readiness of DEFCON 3. And now number 3. Director Clancy has specifically addressed all agents in the field with permission to take any action they deem necessary to protect the United States and prevent all-out global war, in addition to the parameters of your mission. You gather your gear, and your CIA liaison informs you that she will escort you to the nearby train station that will see you to the so-named Shining Island, otherwise called West Berlin. She also informs you that West Berlin is entirely surrounded by Soviet-occupied territories, and the train will be stopped at Checkpoint Bravo, where passengers not designated as representatives of the Allied powers will be searched and cataloged before being allowed to pass into the city. Likewise, the train is spot-checked by military forces before it can proceed. Above all, she says, your true identities and presence as U.S. intelligence assets must not be made known. How you wish to accomplish this is up to you. So she sees you to the train, which is a classic black and red engine, but operating on a combination of electricity and coal. Depending on the surroundings as you're traveling across, you'll notice that in the countryside, the engines will kick on and it'll operate on coal. But whenever it enters into a city, and it does pass through several, it switches over to electric operation, and it's fairly quiet in those times, goes a little bit slower. It is pulling 5 spacious carts, 2 cars made up of private rooms, 2 cars of standard coach, which if y'all have ever seen pretty much any Hitchcock movie or anything like that, it's those classic row by row, almost like an airplane, and 1 dining car. Once all passengers are on board, the train departs the station and slowly builds speed. And in a few hours will arrive at Checkpoint Bravo. This is where I'm going to be turning over the opening of this session to my players. Just like last game, one of those things I love to do is ask my players to provide a little bit of a cinematic intro and idea of what it is that they're doing and how their character is interacting with the scene. I also give them a lot of leeway because I say, hey, you don't have to make tests. Tell me what your character does. And so I'm going to be turning that part
Oh,
over
I didn't
to
know
you.
we weren't going to have to make tests. I
Yeah.
was expecting to make some tests. Can you straighten up?
Oh, sorry.
You keep drifting off to the other side. No. Spin your chair. There you go. Thank you.
I will say, and I really hope that y'all enjoy the layout. I've really enjoyed this. Between the three of us, Roxy, myself, and Justine, we designed this layout for the game tonight to give it a really unique look. But I will say that it is also a unique challenge to keep us all in frame. So please forgive us if we seem
we
to move
drift- if
around
we
and
drift
drift a
off,
little
yeah.
bit.
I'm like
Yeah.
frozen in place now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to make the apertures a little bit bigger this week based on community feedback. John, will you do me a favor? And I don't
Yes.
know what cable you're running over in your chair.
Oh, that's not even ran over. That's my laptop cable.
Oh, okay. I just keep hearing a catch in the audio in my headphones, and
Oh, interesting.
was trying
That
to make sure that it wasn't anything.
Might be. We also use a near 40-year-old headphone amplifier by Rain. I think that they make incredible equipment.
This is 40 years old?
Yes.
It's older than me?
Yes, it is a
Gross.
absolutely wonderful piece of equipment. I've had it for a while. I got it from a guy who had a studio.
You know
Anyway.
what? We piecemeal what we piecemeal.
Yes,
We're an
we do.
amateur operation, folks. No.
Amen.
Anyway, so we're on a train. So I believe Flint. So we're in one of the standard coach cars.
I would say that it would be up to you. It's also possible that you're in one of the private rooms, if you so choose.
I say we go for private because since we're going to pose as some kind of political or business power going
Sure.
to East Berlin to finagle, buy, sell, that private's probably the better option.
Sure. So before we get on the train, just because I don't trust these trains, being someone who has a surveillance background, I'm quite aware that these trains can be easily bugged. So before we get on the train, so is the story we're going into East Berlin? Because I know that's where we're ultimately headed. But to get through Checkpoint Bravo, are we just saying we're headed into West Berlin to conduct business? I feel like that might get us there easier than to say, hey, we're headed to East Berlin. Ultimately, and then we can figure out Checkpoint Charlie later.
Well, no, I mean,
Because we're
I don't
going to
think it's gonna
stop
be a
in West
problem.
Berlin, right?
Oh, yeah, yes. In fact, part of what you're doing is going to West Berlin. If I need to touch on that a little bit, because your assets, I think it was Mother, actually specifically said that your choice was either trying to go over the wall in
That's right.
East Berlin and into West Berlin, or trying to. Some Russian agents had been spotted at a club known as the Steamboat. And
The club.
yeah, which
In West Berlin?
in West Berlin. Now, CIA assets have identified them as Russian soldiers, and they are not coming through Checkpoint Charlie. Checkpoint Charlie is the famous entrance, the main entrance from East Berlin to West Berlin. So they have found a way to get across the border without being noticed to go to this club.
Interesting. Okay,
And
so
so-
we need to go investigate this club. Okay, so yeah, if we're gonna have to get off in West Berlin, I would say let's just say that we're headed into West Berlin to conduct business. My understanding is the sectors, the Allied nations have sectors there, and so we'll
Yes.
just say we're headed into maybe the American sector to conduct business, especially if you're going to maintain an American cover.
Well, it doesn't have to be American. We could go.
It can be English or Dutch.
Yeah, the main thing
be
was just drawing,
French.
making
Or
sure that
French.
you do not draw attention to yourselves as American agents.
Yeah, sure. We're just rich Europeans or something. That's all. On this wonderful trip into this peaceful shining beacon of democracy divided amongst 4 nations. So, or whatever.
All I can think about right now is that scene from Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion where they're like, "We'll take the businesswomen special. We're businesswomen.
That's right. That's us.
We're business people."
We're business people.
Yeah, so we're gonna be kind of business. We're going to West Berlin, and yeah, I'm fine with staking out the steamboat and seeing how these Russians are getting in and out.
Does anyone have a name? Because I'm sure we're going to be... Well, we were provided passports and stuff, right? In Ramstein?
Yes.
Or before? Because I do have a note somewhere that we were given documents.
That's falsified documents, but one of the things
pick the name and stuff.
I was leaving that up to y'all to create what that identity was.
Okay. I'm Karen McJanet. No. Let's see. It's a good 60s businesswoman
God,
name.
and now it's in my head the Daniel Craig Casino Royale when he's reading the dossier for his cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember it, but it's like he informs that the young lady that her name is like Charlotte Goodchest.
Oh, yeah. That's right. And she's like, it is not. I could just be Vesper Lind. That's who I'll know.
I'm Madeline Trent.
There we go. Are you feigning a what country of origin are you?
Oh, I did kind of put an accent on that, didn't I?
You did. I was like, oh, are you from Kent, Miss Trent? Let's see.
I mean, we can go British if we want to go British.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do whatever. What do you feel comfortable doing, Shawn?
Accent wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Shawn can just be American. Yeah, I will be.
I mean, Alyssa can do British. It's just a matter of can Hemlock
exactly
do British.
I'm going to be Jacqueline. We're going to keep up with the names that end in Lynn. I'm going to be Jacqueline. I don't know. Surnames always get me. I don't know why. Jacqueline. Let me flip to the cover of the book. Who wrote you?
Carson. Jacqueline Carson.
There we go. Jacqueline Carson. Jacqueline Goodyear. Jacqueline Simpson. Jacqueline Zinzer.
Simpson.
That's a fun name.
Ooh.
Let's go with... Man, some of these are really good names. One of them is Jelfo.
They're real.
I know. Well, one is Jelfo. Jelfo. I'm going to go with Yates.
Yates.
Jacqueline Yates.
Ooh.
I'm going actually with Jacob Rupert.
Jacob Rupert.
Ooh.
Nice.
Now I should have gone with a J name.
Ah. We did all of a sudden have 2 J's and an M. Let's see. So, we are going to let you do most of the talking, Jacob.
That's fine. That's actually good. So the company we're representing in West Berlin is going to be the JJ&M Industries.
JJM Industries. And what business is it? Because you know they're going to ask. Are you like
import-export?
There you go. I was going to say, are you like a shipping magnet? Are you or magnate?
Industry. No. Steel.
There you go. Steel and or printing. Printing is huge in Germany.
JJM Printing then?
Could be.
Instead of Industries? Yeah, let's do printing.
It's huge. Because I went to... One of the times I went to England when I was working in the printing industry, I went to England and they're like... And I had just lost my job. And I was stupid enough to answer honestly at customs because I get freaked out in authoritative confrontation. And I was like... They're like, what do you do for work? And I was like, well, right now I'm unemployed, but I'm a printer by trade. And she was like, are you just coming into England to go to Germany and get a job with Heidelberg? And I was like, oh my God, do you ask everybody this? I was like, that was the time. She's like, we're flagging your... She was like, okay, well, who are you staying with? And unfortunately, the family I was staying with, the husband worked for essentially Job Corps for England. And she was like, is he getting you a job? And I was like, no, I'm just visiting before I run out of money on unemployment. And she was like, I'm flagging your passport. When you come back, you stop at a customs agent and you show them this flag on the passport. And I was like, I'm horrified. They're going to think I'm
Why did I tell the truth?
Yeah, I'm never telling the truth again.
Okay, so the JJ&M Publishing.
There you go.
JJ&M. Ooh,
Nice.
JJ&M Publishing.
Maybe Hemlock is actually a writer that, and I'm her agent, and you are the publishing contact, and we're looking for a printer. We're just
There we go.
And that way, and you know, if they try to talk to you, Hemlock, you can just ignore them, and I'll be like, if you need to talk to her,
Artists.
you can talk to me.
Just like artists.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I think we have an adequate cover. And as far as what
Yeah.
I'm carrying with me, I'm gonna have probably I have my Garrote watch,
Okay.
but I didn't bring any of the I don't think I brought a gun.
The only thing I sent ahead was my gun. Everything else is pretty well disguised that I will be able to get through back and forth through customs or any kind of checkpoints that we may encounter.
And I probably have my cigarette, darts, and my explosive pin. Oh wait, did we use my explosive pin or your explosive pin?
I think we used yours,
Okay,
but I
then.
have mine,
Okay.
which works for writer, and I have my computer suitcase, which
That's
also works
Works
for
for
writer.
writer, yep.
And then I think the rest of my stuff,
Cool.
my guns and my dart gun and all my serums.
Now I've got my
Got sent
magnetic
ahead.
explosive flask that helps me deal with artists.
And I did grab the woman's compact that has the acid powder
Ooh.
/
I almost grabbed that. and I
Yeah,
didn't.
I was like, so I'm gonna powder my nose.
Oh, and I have a
occasionally.
radio tooth, which I can't
Nice.
really get rid of because it's in my tooth.
It's in your tooth.
Awesome.
I just have
Well-
all of my molars are hollow cap. They just have lids that pop up, you know, and I just store stuff in there as needed. I almost got the magic box. I seriously considered it, but I was like, are we gonna receive any printed missives? But the magic box is the paper incinerator.
Yeah.
So it just looks like an attaché case, and you close it, and paper is like immediately incinerated, and it activates an adhesive, and all the ashes stick to the edges, so nobody can tell. But you can only use it 3 times, and I was like, well,
Never know. It could be useful.
it could have been useful. I didn't get it though. We don't get a ton of gadget points. I mean, to be honest.
Even
I don't
on
know,
black?
I had 9.
Oh, did we? I only counted 7. Oh,
you
well, maybe.
get whatever your class bonus is and stuff like
Oh.
that, and then we got like an additional
Oh, maybe-
6.
Oh, well, then
for
maybe I had written
Club
down
Black.
for red still. Oh, well.
Ah.
Well,
Well,
I don't know.
I had
Another
a- I had
gadget
a
may
good
show.
amount, too.
Another gadget.
But I also have an additional 2, because that's like my feet.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
Yeah, sorry, we're just talking gadgets. So another gadget may appear in my stuff. It'll come up when it needs to. You'll get that information on a need-to-know basis. Control.
well.
I am the fixer, so I can get whatever.
True. Very, very true. So you travel cross country through Germany. I will put up a few videos that I have found of the 1960s of trains in our Passionerdly Podcasts Facebook group, so that you can go there and see what the trains actually look like. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, they had like doors that opened automatically even. I mean, I was
wow.
actually kind of shocked by some of it. So you travel cross country for a few hours before you reach the border of East and West Germany. East Germany is still a democratic nation. When you cross the border, it is essentially the train just goes, and you look out the windows and you see what looks like 2 different fences of mixed buildings with barbed wire, a few different towers that dot the landscape for about 50 feet, and then another, towers and wall of barbed wire extending. The understanding at this point for anyone would be that that is the border wall between East and West Germany, and it essentially runs all the way from, I believe, I probably have the name wrong, the Baltic Sea, I think.
It could be, I
And then it goes all the way to Chechnya, the other direction.
Wow.
But The train is now bordered by cement walls on both sides, about 50 feet away from the train. And your view of the countryside is essentially blocked out. As you proceed the next 2 or 3 hours on your way to West Berlin.
Okay.
Over that time, of course, you have the opportunity to prepare whatever you wanted to, but for the most part, it looks like you're going to go for the diplomatic method of sneaking in.
Yeah, no theatrics as of yet.
You mean like Cuba?
We did some cool stuff in Cuba.
You arrive at
I
Checkpoint
got it.
Bravo. It is a large train station. It probably dates prior to World War II. But it is almost like a giant warehouse, and there are several trains here that line up against the tracks, and it's fairly ornate. But there are now, lines, people trying to get in. Everybody is forced to disembark from the train. Even the workers have to disembark, and they show their passports and walk across the platform down to the far end. Soldiers with what appear to be dogs and also with mirrors walk along the edge of the train, checking out underneath it, checking out the train itself as it goes very, very slowly down to the far end of the platform. And all of you are forced to queue up and wait in line and go through what is essentially a very simple customs. As you arrive at the midpoint of this platform, this long, almost think about 100 yards, maybe 150 yards that you are walking from one end to the other in this line to get back on the train. They stop you, and of course the guard says, "Papers, please."
I hand over my...
Reach into my jacket pocket and hand over my passport.
Yeah, me as well.
They look it over and they write into a ledger all three of your names. They look up and of course they're like, "What brings you to West Berlin?"
Oh, we're here on business, actually. I'm here representing the JJ&M Publishing House, and we're looking for opportunities to expand our services and our product across Europe.
He writes that down in a ledger. And what do you believe it will be the length of your stay?
I believe we have meetings throughout the week, so a week and a half.
He writes that. And if needed to be contacted, through which embassy will you be available?
We would be available in the American Embassy.
Very well. He writes that down. And while you're standing there, you see a flash, and it's as if somebody has taken a picture of the entire line. And he's like,
Can I see where that came from?
"There's a gentleman to just past and to the right, dressed in a uniform."
Okay, so it was an official photograph?
Yes. And he's like, "Very well." And he stamps everything on all of your passports, and he's like, "Very well, welcome to East Germany. Please,
thank you very much.
proceed in. Next." And you proceed to the far end of the platform.
We walk very quickly. I
Yeah.
feel like I do that every time I have to talk to somebody official, and then I'm like, okay, I'm down. No.
And he, of course, welcomes the next person. You go down to the end, queue up, and get back on the train. You really are only on the train now for about another 20 or 30 minutes proceeding into the city. And you pass through the first section of the Berlin Wall. For our viewers, the Berlin Wall encompasses the entire section of East Berlin. It is the entire city is surrounded by this cement wall that encapsulates it all.
Or it's West Berlin.
Sorry, West Berlin. Thank you. Sorry.
John and I have had this discussion all week. I'm like, what part of Germany is
West Berlin is in East Germany, and it separates itself from West Berlin.
East Berlin,
East Berlin is in
and
West-
East Germany, because Berlin is in East Germany.
Yeah.
So just West Berlin is surrounded by the wall.
And I'll post pictures to understand where this was because, man, this
honestly,
gets confusing.
Honestly, I don't remember being taught that specifically. I knew that the Berlin Wall existed. Now, granted, it had been gone since I was like 1, but...
And East Germany fell before East Berlin, essentially, to some extent.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had to get an education this week.
Oh, there's so much that you can learn through the course of this, which I've enjoyed it for this game. Anyway, though, you proceed, of course, and empty out onto the streets of Germany, which let's...
Yep, we're good.
Well, departing from the final train station, the train, of course, pulls up. There's not really a place for it to turn around. It pulls in. You all disembark, and the train leaves. It leaves the entire station, and you are now here. So,
Where's that car at?
car is in a parking lot really close by.
Nice. I'm sure we have that information on a card somewhere.
But as you step out onto the railway platform and out into Berlin, it becomes really obvious to you why the city is sometimes called the Shining Island. Rather than surrounded by water, the western section of Berlin is surrounded by walls, minefields, and patrols, with only a very few methods of exit. It is the only way to get in and out of here is the Autobahn and this train station you've come through. And it is the last bastion of the Allied Free Nations before Checkpoint Charlie, which I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, the streets here are now swarming with activity, from pedestrian foot traffic to taxis, public transportation, and a great cacophony of noise and brilliance. The buildings nearby are illuminated with neon signs that may remind you of Manhattan or other Western metropolitan cities in all but language. And somewhere to your northeast, you know, is the Dutch-controlled Wilmersdorf section of Berlin. That is where your safe house and your contact waits, an agent by the code name of Nocturne.
Oh, cool. What'd you say the Dutch sector is called? Wommeldorf?
Wilmersdorf.
Wilmersdorf. Wilmersdorf. Interesting, okay.
You find the parking lot nearby, and your sedan is waiting there. A quick check shows that all your equipment is nicely and neatly hidden away, packed in various locations, whether it's where the spare tire would be or whatever.
Cool.
And of course, you get into the driver's position. I'm figuring...
I believe Flint will be manning the wheel. I think he's the one with the best drive skill. You drove during the chase, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got some feats for driving.
Okay. I am going
You mean
to...
while I was shooting myself in the face?
Yeah, that. Yep, during that. Yeah, I am going to... Are there people around us in this parking lot?
There are. I mean, this is a very crowded city.
Okay. Well, I'm going to extract a small bag, just a nondescript bag, out of the trunk, let's say. And I am going to take that with me into the car. And once we're in the car and away from necessarily just passersby and their prying eyes, I will holster a firearm. I will conceal a firearm. And... stuff like that. Make sure I have on me what I feel comfortable having on me in a potentially hostile situation.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything else before they get in the car?
Same thing. I'm gonna grab my gun and my handgun and tuck it away safely.
All right.
Yes, I almost in the midst of an anxiety attack from all the people and the loud noises
Yeah.
and the bright lights. I'm grabbing, sort of like haphazardly grabbing my things, but I'm like, okay, my dart gun and my handgun, and sort of like shoving them in places and like Okay. Sit down in the car and just like, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Now,
Made it.
does this car have any surveillance stuff built into it? Like perhaps a listening post?
Only
Yeah,
if you
enough gear
purchased
points.
it.
Was that extra points?
Yeah.
Well, I might still have some extra points. Where? You keep talking. I'm going to look.
Well, I was going to say that as you drive through the city, pulling out onto the street, of course, this is European-style roads. You are driving on lanes opposite to what you're used to. So let's go ahead and get a drive check really quickly. Very simple. I mean, I'm only going to make you roll a 10.
Oh no.
Wait. Do I get any? 7 plus 8. So yeah, I'm good.
Okay, there you go.
Guys, I forgot. I'm using my stealth dice tonight.
Oh,
I
cool.
have-
You want to show them this?
I have this kit of just
Ooh.
black dice,
Yeah.
and then it came with this super cool. There we go.
Is that
Came-
an explosive pen?
It is. That also lights
black
up.
light.
It's a black light, and it lights up the numbers on my cool.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
It's a company called Level Up Dice. Now, they were limited edition, but I would definitely recommend them. Level Up is a really cool, very progressive company, too. They do a lot of,
Okay.
like, I have a D20 Pride pin that I wear that I got from them. But
I
yeah,
love it.
they're based in Australia, but
Yeah.
they're essentially a facilitator. They take artisan dice from creators and then mass market them and put them out for everybody.
Yeah, huge shout out to it's Level Up, isn't it?
Yep, that's what. Yeah, Level Up Dice.
Level Up Dice, because they go to conventions, they buy from local artisans that can't go to all the conventions, and then they take their wares all over the place. And I'm not talking like just, it could be you watching me. If you are making dice containers and other things, when they go to conventions, they buy stuff from local people and take it all over the world.
Yeah.
So that they can,
That's amazing.
I love that about them. So awesome shout out to Level Up.
Yeah, just I think I can get it close enough. There we go. I don't know if it'll focus, but stealthmk2levelupdice.net is their website. So they're cool. I think they had a few different colors, but John got me the black ones for Christmas a couple years ago because I was like, those are the truly stealthy ones.
Yeah, they look amazing. But
Sorry.
no,
I was like, I forgot I don't have dice out.
I'm always happy to do good shout outs for good people, So, that said, though, as you are driving along the streets, there is a question of whether or not you're being followed. So I would say let's go ahead and get not the search. We're going to do a spot check.
Okay.
And anyone in the team can make that check. In fact, all of y'all can make it.
All of us can
Yes.
make that check.
And I'm looking
14.
for 15.
I rolled a 14.
14?
Spot.
I'm too busy trying to stay on the wrong side of the road.
Is Germany on the wrong side?
Yes, it is. It's Berlin.
Oh, well, I rolled a 1. So, whoops.
You're just like staring at the ceiling.
I rolled an 11.
I'm like, this car is not the one I ordered.
We are the most unobservant agents ever.
We're too busy like counting all of our stuff. I didn't make it. I hate shipping.
By the
my
way,
stuff
I
out.
have a 9 in spot,
Oh,
and I
so-
still rolled an 11.
Yeah, so technically I have a 6, but I rolled a 1. At least you got a 2. That's. Let's see.
I am. So, as a note, the GM also gets hero points. Or action points in this system. I get the names sometimes mixed up. And we can use them, especially when people roll ones in our group, to do things. So I will actually, and also when my players spend their action points, I get them. So I'm actually going to start
Gross.
off this game.
Do you get an extra die, or do you get like that number that they rolled?
I get the opportunity to roll a die in the future.
Okay.
Or activate failures, or yeah. I mean, it's essentially you can't roll criticals. I mean, action dice do a lot of things in this system. One of those things is that you have to buy your criticals. If you roll a critical with your weapon or a critical success, more than likely a 20 is going to get you what you want. But if you want that extra oomph, you have to pay for it with action points. I do too. And so for my action points, I'm actually going to spend the 3 I start off with for this game, and you get a flat tire.
Oh.
Oh, what? Oh, son of a.
I do have a question for you, Control.
Yes.
For the car, it does not list like a listening station in here for an enhancement.
As any of the gadgets that are possible for it?
Yeah,
or?
it does not.
Oh.
Any of the normal refinements.
It's probably in one of the additional books for...
Well, I was just wondering if you... Because, again, I didn't know how many points I had, so I know I have points left over.
Would you like one?
Can we have had that put on there?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll,
I will say that as you are driving through the city, traffic is ridiculous. And we'll also throw in the fact that...
Oh, is it raining too?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You get to change the tire in the rain. All right, I'm going to start finding a place to pull over.
It looks like there's a petrol station up there. See if you can pull under the overhead.
All right. Driving through the traffic, trying to get to the petrol station.
While you pull into the petrol station, who's going to get out and change the tire?
I'll do it.
Can I assist? I don't know how I would assist.
Well, you are the fixer. You probably know how to do the tire better than me.
I mean, I do have mechanics and stuff.
I will let somebody roll mechanics, and the other
Hemlock
two,
and
of
both.
course, can go ahead and roll a spot.
Okay, so I'm going to roll the mechanics check, and I have my kit that also gives me a plus.
13.
13.
Ooh, natural 20. 29 for spot.
Nice.
All right.
Now that we're sitting still, you can see everything.
Like I just needed a second, y'all.
As you pull off and into the petrol station, you notice that a car that was probably a good 50 feet behind you pulls off on the side of the road into one of the parallel parking spots. And you think that you may have a tail.
Gross.
Someone pulled off behind us. Act normal. How do I act?
Yeah.
What do I do with my hands?
In your
be cool.
pockets.
Yeah,
In your pockets.
just chill.
Pockets.
Be aloof. So
I'm gonna have Hemlock point out the car that pulled over since I didn't quite notice it. Hemlock, which car was it?
Yeah. It just parallel parked back
That
there
one
on
that's
the
about
street.
50 yards back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
okay.
I'm like looking in the rear view.
Osprey. We've got someone that might be tailing us.
Okay, I kind of glance over I try to be furtive about it while I'm fixing the tire. I rolled a 19, which is a 23.
Nice.
19 is because I have the grease monkey feat. That is actually a threat.
Yes, would you like to spend an action point and make it a threat? It's where
Can you tell me what that would essentially do?
you not only are able to take care of it, but you're able to take care of it with gusto. I mean, you were talking about double the speed.
Gelle Luna Metzim. That's all when I hear gusto. I'm just like, I'm just singing in Italian or something while I'm changing.
Like a
the
musical tire chain.
yeah.
Beat stop.
Yeah. Bzz, bzz. Formula One racing.
There you go.
I've been prepping for this now. You know,
But I will also go ahead and say that when you do this, I will, if you decide to drive out, if this car tries to follow you because of the speed to which you are doing it, because they're going, I will say this, they get out, whoever's in the passenger seat gets out, walks over to the sidewalk up and leans up against a building and smokes a cigarette.
Okay. See, I was going to suggest if I spend an action die, is it just one person driving?
There's one person driving and one person has gotten out of the passenger seat and is smoking.
Part of me, if I spin that threat roll while I'm singing with gusto and changing this tire, could I unholster my silenced pistol and shoot him through my jacket? The guy that's smoking the cigarette.
We're trying to be on the down low.
I know. I was going to be quiet about it. It's a silence. It is a suppressed firearm, Shawn.
I will allow it.
If
Hemlock fully supports this.
I'm kind of like, and like, if he's leaning up against the building, like in such a way that the guy in the car doesn't realize that he's dead until he's like, what? And then the guy falls over as we leave. Is that too much for an action point?
For 2 action points.
For 2 action points. Somebody subscribe so I can get an action point.
Speaking of which, while you're doing that, I do want to go ahead and say thank you so much. We got several people in tonight. Good viewer count and everything else. Tonight, for every subscriber that we get, in addition to what we've already started with, they've all gotten extra rerolls and points to spend during the game.
Yep.
For every person who subscribes tonight, they will get an additional one.
So, I don't know. You guys, you tell me. I will let this be a decision amongst peers. Is it worth 2 action die? Now, do I have to roll the action die?
No, not in this case. You are spending it.
I'm just spending.
Yes.
So I would still have 2.
Right, but if you just spend the 1, which allows us to leave quicker, catch them flat-footed, we could escape without causing
bloodshed?
more of a ruckus. I mean, bloodshed's fine. And if you want to kill, if you want to start out,
I mean, would they know it was me?
the agent in that car would.
Maybe not.
No, with it being silenced and everything else, and the guy is not going to fall over.
I'm not pulling a gun out. I'm shooting it through my coat.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, as I get in the car, I'm like, I did it, and then I'm just, I
don't know. I think the action points might come in handier later.
Okay.
But
all right.
No, it's cool. Narratively, let's do it.
But for
I was gonna say I mean Hemlock fully supports it, but
Watch
I also
it,
am kind of down for this.
Yeah.
To
Watch
see
it be
what
our
happens.
case officer. Watch it be like our field agent in
It's
the
like-
field.
it's like
Yeah, it's
on our
a CIA operative that's on our side, just following us to make sure we're okay. And I'm just like, now I kind of think I want to do it,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna spend 2.
I will throw this way as well. If you only spent the 1, I would give you a +5 to try and get away right when you pull out. But
Okay.
if you spend 2, you're going to lose this tail because that guy is not going to get back in that car.
Nice. I'm gonna spend 2.
What does he look like? The smoker by the building,
Or
or they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lean, gaunt. Features are kind of hard to make out. You see glasses, wearing a suit, and that classic fedora with that long raincoat. And so there is a. You would almost think that anywhere else in the world this would stick out, but in this time of year, and also in this location, this is not that uncommon of garb. It looks like he's trying to blend in.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and say I spent the 2. In character, Osprey says nothing. She just does it, and is fixing the tire. The tire's great, and so I don't like the look of someone tailing us.
So Osprey takes her shot with the silenced weapon, and you see that this person is kind of leaning up against the wall, maybe near a trash can or sitting on top of a trash can partially. You see the impact into the forehead, and the person kind of leans back and stays positioned there, and a trickle of blood running down the side of their face that is washed away in the rain. You get back into the car after she's changed the tire, and you all drive off. The car does not pursue. So if anybody looks out the back after your car is a good 20, 30 feet away, you see that the driver of the car has gotten out to go check on the person. But
I'm going to be watching in the rearview mirror as you're driving away. And
but at this point, there's no way they are catching up.
Be like, looks like we lost the tail. The passenger didn't get back in the car.
That's
and
weird.
I want a cigarette.
Don't take mine. They are no bueno. They're not good.
Good to know.
Yeah, I love the description in the Spycraft book of like all the disguised cigarettes, It's like you literally light them and then wait for the fireworks. And so some of them are firearms, and some of them, like one shoots a .22 caliber round. There's the poison dart one and stuff. So I'm like, don't light mine because there goes a dart. But one of them's a grenade too, and you light it and flick it in the direction that you want it to explode.
Yeah, and the description is only the most suicidal of agents light these and smoke them before flicking them.
Yeah. Whew. Not me.
Okay. So you make your way to the section of town known as Wilmersdorf, which is the Dutch portion of the town. It is in the far northeast section. If you look at a map of, West Berlin.
West Berlin, yeah.
And
Okay.
you pull into an alley behind the building that you're meeting your contact in. And there is, of course, a parking lot. Not too many cars in it, but there's a space, between these buildings for about 4 to 8 cars. And disembarking, exiting the car. Is everyone taking all their equipment with them?
Yes, I'm taking...
It is
I'm
a
taking
safe
my
house,
stuff.
correct?
It is a safe house.
So yeah, I'm going to take most of the stuff
Yep.
inside because I'm going to assume that it's safer than the sedan.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
You exit the car, getting all your stuff, and walk back out onto the street and towards a staircase. This is a large, looks like it's one of those kind of big city apartment buildings. There is about 3 or 4 floors of, homes or rooms. And you know that your contact is through the main door, up the stairs, through the main door. It's the first door on the left on that first floor.
Okay.
So go ahead and switch over. One moment.
I think we're probably following your lead, Flint.
Yeah, I was waiting for John to get...
Yep. Pulling everything up.
He's getting all his sound effects ready, so we have
Yeah.
a full-fledged production.
Always.
Well, while he's doing that, I'm just going to be glancing back the way we came, make sure that, nothing suspicious is there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should probably be looking around. Especially
Yeah.
after having one tail.
Yeah, just checking everything out. Hemlock,
we
you
by
got everything out of the
chance-
car?
If y'all want to, go ahead and make
Yes, I did.
another
I have everything.
spot roll.
Another spot roll?
Yeah.
What do we get here?
14 again. Ugh.
So we got 14.
11 again. I'm just alternating between 2 and 20,
I got 18.
depending
18.
on which hand I roll with.
Nice. Nice.
And don't forget, you do have action points to add a D4, I think.
Yes.
But you do have a player that rolled 18, and you are fairly certain that there's nobody that could have been tailing you. You don't see one that's walking on the streets. The cars that pass by just keep on driving off into the distance. You're pretty sure that nobody would be able to get somebody in here to figure out what room you went into, let alone know that you're here. So you're very confident in that.
I'm busier focusing on my suitcase with my computer in it, making sure it didn't get wet.
Yeah.
All right, guys, you ready to head up and meet Nocturne?
Nocturne.
Nocturne.
I hope
All
you're
right, so
wearing
let's-
blue.
What was it, the first door on the left, Osprey?
First on the left. First on the
Yep.
left.
First floor, first on the left.
All right, let's start heading in.
1-1L.
Walk up to the door. Knock.
Okay.
They better be wearing blue, GM.
So
Nocturne in blue.
you knock on that door, and after a few moments, the door opens on that first apartment, and an older woman opens the door and peers at you. She has the skin color of deep russet, kind of that reddish brown with graying hair, and she is wearing simple but warm clothing. She has a tired and distant kind of look on her face. Ah, it's about time you made it. Come in. I just finished supper.
We didn't get a password or anything, right? Just making sure that we weren't supposed to say something. Okay, cool.
Before I step in, I'm going to be like, and you are Nocturne?
Yes. Don't worry, nobody here should overhear anything at this point.
Well, pardon our caution, but we were partially tailed on the way here. We were able to shake it, so we're a little jumpy. Do you mind if we sweep for bugs?
No, please. You enter into the apartment, and she opens the door, allowing everyone in with all your equipment. The apartment is simple, but it's inviting, and there's a quaint coziness that one would expect from, say, your grandparents' house. The smell of food and streusel seems to waft through the air from deeper within. And so, who has the bug sweeper?
I have a sweeper kit. I don't know if anybody else does, but I do have a sweeper kit. I don't know what I use to roll for that.
Pretty much it's going to be a search.
Oh, okay, cool. Does anybody else want to do that, or I don't mind doing it?
No,
I have a bug detector.
Okay.
Okay, you have that too. Okay, cool.
I was counting on my techie people to have.
Yeah, I mean, can we
that
both?
Equipment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we double team it? Okay, cool. Let's see.
And while they're doing that,
That's
I'm
good
just
that we double teamed it. I got a 9.
While they're doing that, I'm going to talk to Nocturne.
Okay. She just simply looks over at you and kind of, idle chatter and asking about how was your trip, how was the weather, very simple things, still, while, the rest of the team continues checking for the bugs. What are y'all's rolls on that?
I got an 18.
18?
Yeah, I only got a 9.
Okay. So...
and I've already used too many action points for the evening, so...
Hemlock, you check things over, and you're fairly certain that this location is secure at this point. You find no traces of any bugs, definitely nothing that seems to be broadcasting.
Cool.
I think we're good.
Well, now that it's safe, let's just kind of jump to the matters at hand. Is it normal for people just getting off the train to be tailed?
It's not unusual. But
Okay.
please, we should go a little further in and away from things.
I just wanted to make sure that our cover wasn't blown on the way in.
No, especially with the way things are right now. I would expect operatives of every nation will be on heightened watch right now, especially anyone operating from Germany and Russia here.
Sorry, away from things. Away from what?
Oh, well, I don't want to risk anybody even outside overhearing us. There are ways people can increase their ability to listen. Please, this way, though. And she walks you through the den. There's that simple foyer where you came in. There is a den, and then you see a dining room up ahead. And she says, "This way, please." Takes a right, walking into the dining room, and you see. Well, first thing you hear is the sound of an electrical fan. And as you turn into the dining room, you see that there are several cheap containers of takeout food that have been set in front of a fan that is just blowing the fragrance out into the room, kind of filling it. But beyond that, you see that there should be a hallway going into a kitchen, which you still do see. But you notice that the floorboards here have been ripped up going into the kitchen, and there is now a carpeted staircase that descends down into the basement. And she walks, further in and starts going down the steps into the basement. So watch your head as you come down, please. And I'm sorry for the mess.
Oh, it's quite all right. This is more than I was expecting for a safe house.
Well, this is the extent of our unofficial operations here. And you descend down the steps of the staircase, and turning right, you see the large open area of the basement, cinder block walls. Everything seems to be double, kind of a double width. Like these are additional cinder blocks that have been placed down.
Okay.
So, yeah, the walls here are very thick.
Okay.
You see a wide range of tables, chairs, equipment, tools. And in the center of the room, in a chair, you see a body.
Like a dead body?
Yes, appears to be a young woman.
I have to say,
Oh,
Nocturne,
no.
I did not anticipate finding this.
Well, like I said, I'm sorry for the mess.
Who's that?
Yeah.
That is a young lady who is unfortunately wanted right this moment.
Do any of us know? Have any of us worked with Nocturne before? Were
No.
any of us given a description of Nocturne before?
Not at all.
Have we ever heard of Nocturne before?
Yeah. I mean,
Has
we
the
are
name
new.
ever appeared?
More than likely, I will say, does anybody have any knowledges that would cover something along these lines? If
Military history. That's all I have.
I'm gonna say yes.
bureaucracy.
Oh, military history.
military
works?
history, I will let you make a roll on that. I'm looking for 15. Bureaucracy, I will let you roll on that with a 10.
I rolled a nat 20.
Natural 20, okay. So you're definitely going to have this information.
I've got 24.
Yeah, mine with my bonus is a 24.
Okay. So Nocturne is an interesting agent. They were once a part of the team that was assigned here to this location in West Berlin, and she was once the secretary. She worked for the team here, but the thing is that this is as close to behind enemy lines as you get, and all the rest of her team in this safe house, they're dead.
Okay.
Over the time that, and this is directly at following World War II, this safe house has been in existence, and she has worked it, which is why these two things, these two skills, would work for this situation. So the age you're guessing is right.
Okay.
And at the same time, it is pretty much, she is known for being overly cautious.
Okay. Well, Osprey was being overly cautious as well because she started to be concerned that we don't know who we're talking to.
Yeah,
that
it's like,
could
is
have
that
been
Nocturne in
yeah,
the chair?
Yeah, Nocturne could have been the deceased member of the party. So
Are you the one that, I
Finished.
guess I'll just be blunt. Are you the one that killed her?
Finish the job is the easiest way to put it. Yes.
So what agency, who does she work for? You said she was wanted.
Yes, she was. She worked for, at this point, the KGB.
Does she have any papers on her? Anything that we...
Well, one moment. To explain what exactly is going on here. Goodness, this can end up quite a bit to discuss. But the fact of the matter is that the current head of intelligence here in West Berlin for the KGB, as well as the East Berlin's the Federalist bloc, has begun to use young female agents. She nods to the girl in the chair. They find young women in East Berlin, promise them life of, outside the wall, in here, to get away. All they have to do is work for them. This young lady was a maid at an ambassador's house, where she was tasked with poisoning the ambassador. Slowly over time, she was depositing radioactive cobalt that was suspended in oil into his food. And over time, that builds up in their liver and their kidneys and everything else and will kill them. Well, it was supposed to only be going into his food, but it was going into his entire family's.
Oh, crap.
So she was wanted for the authorities for that reason. There was no way she was getting out of Berlin. And the reality of that is that the containers that she was using were purposefully leaking. So she was also being tainted with the cobalt.
By her own government?
Yeah, by the people that employ her, yes.
Yeah, the KGB.
Mm-hmm.
So, but before she died, I did, I guess you could say, at least rescue her for a bit. And she gave us a lot of information that we can use. And she provides each one of you files. It appears to be round about 100 young women that are being employed by the KGB throughout West Berlin. Most of these you don't need to worry about, but she confirmed their identities and the fact that they are here working for them. The 3 or 4 that we do need to be concerned with are these, and she provides you some pictures of 3 young women. You would guess that they're ranging in age from about 18 to 24. These 3 meet the soldiers that are coming over from Russia and work for them and act as translators when they go to the steamboat house.
Okay.
So, yes. I was hoping that perhaps, I hate to ask, would you be willing to assist me in disposing of the body? You would not have to carry it out onto the street. I actually have a tunnel leading from here that goes to the sewers. You would just have to take it there.
She's radioactive, though, right?
She is only a danger to herself.
Well,
not
we'd
anymore.
we'd be poor guests if we wouldn't help. So, yes, I will be happy to help you get rid of this body.
Surprised you don't have an incinerator down here, but I guess that would take a lot of energy.
A lot of energy, and there is... The people of Berlin still know the smell of... Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how long, outside of game, how long has she been in this chair? Like, is she decomposing? Is it?
Oh no, this has been
it rotten?
Within a day.
Okay, this is recent. Okay. I was like, is that why we have all this takeout upstairs with all this,
yeah,
trying to mask the smell?
Mask the stink. Yeah. Okay.
It's still yucky.
Very much.
There is a large iron door down here, and it looks like, I mean, just from visual appearance, it is well oiled, even the edges of it. And she opens it, and you see a tunnel that descends at about a 15-degree angle. And
I'm gonna grab the shoulders. Someone grab the feet.
Okay. Yeah, my strength isn't great, but I can do it.
I mean, mine's 10. I don't think any of us are strong, but I think the 2 of us can probably.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I hope.
All right, let's try
She's
carrying
small.
her down the dark and creepy tunnel.
Hemlock's kind of like, oh, okay.
You stay back with the empty food.
she walks over to the wall, and there's a hand crank there, and she cranks it a few times, and you watch that some lights in the tunnel slowly begin to flicker and grow in strength, and they kind of maintain a very dim light. But it's
better than walking through the dark.
Yeah. So there is light for about 30, 40 feet, and you begin to hear the sound of running water. And you find a large open area that opens up into a sewer. And you notice that the water flowing past is very quick, which you're thankful for because that masks the smell.
All right, I guess on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
And there's splash, and you watch the body rapidly depart.
I like to say this is the worst thing I've done as an agent, but that's not quite the case.
I have not had to dispose of anyone yet.
So, as Osprey and I are walking back up the tunnel, I'm going to ask her, I was like, did you pick up that those 3 young women are actually translating for those Russians that are coming over to the steamboat?
Mm-hmm. I
So,
did hear that.
I don't think their way is so secret. I mean, at least, I mean, the KGB is aware of it. Otherwise, they would be providing translators for their soldiers.
Yeah.
So I don't know how secret this way is. I mean, the KGB knows about it.
Yeah. I don't... Well, I mean, but the people that are coming over are their agents, though, right?
Yes.
Right. So...
It's just my impression, and as we walk out of the tunnel, so we can include Hemlock in it. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Nocturne. So, we were told that the Russians were coming over in a secret way. If the KGB is providing them translators, then it's not so much a secret. Well, it's a secret to everybody else but the Russians.
Their methodology is the secret. We don't know exactly how they're getting over, and I'm not certain how many of the other agencies or other embassies here are aware that there are Russian soldiers finding their way into town.
So, we have not been in contact with any other of the
We are fairly
embassies
secretive here.
or groups. Well, I understand that, but allies are friends.
As near as
usually.
I know, and as near as my assets in the field knew, this is it.
Okay.
And I think my belief is that the young women are acting as their translators and their go-betweens to help ensure that the local, that this location, other people are unaware that these soldiers are doing what they're doing. Something more political in this arena, however you wish to put it, could be happening over in East Berlin. It's possible that they're allowing soldiers who do favors for them to utilize this. It could be a method of payment. I'm not certain. It's just that we know that they are using it, and they have found a way here that could allow us, specifically you, to make your way into West Berlin for your mission.
Oh,
Do
East
you
Berlin.
happen to, we have a
Sorry,
picture, do
East
you
Berlin.
happen to have the address where any one of these young ladies reside so that we can start surveillance?
Not too much of that. We just know the Steamboat House.
All right,
Tonight, they should be there.
Have you ever been yourself?
Oh no, I don't go out into the field too much.
all right. Well, I guess we get to go to the steamboat tonight.
How I've managed to stay alive. Allow me to be
So, well,
honest.
you said when we got to West Berlin that we would be able to have a night and sleep, or have we already done that?
You did that more than likely, partially on the train, and also
Okay.
the night before in
Air Base.
Ramstein Air Base.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
All right. So, who is up for going to the steamboat tonight?
Let's go to the Steamboat House. Now that we are, do we have any surveillance information about the Steamboat House? Like, do we know the layout of it? Does she have anything?
The black tie? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, what are we to wear? Do we have a layout? Do we
Yeah,
know where they
I'll go
tend to
ahead
sit?
So, if you ask these questions to Nocturne, so the Steamboat House, roughly translated a little bit more, maybe the riverboat.
So is it actually a riverboat?
No.
Okay.
No. So it is a very interesting club, perhaps even the most popular one here in, Berlin. I believe there's a band that's very popular, gaining popularity, that has even played there. Popular worldwide. A group known as the Beatles.
Oh,
Um,
I've heard their stuff. Yeah.
so, the riverboat. It is. It's an interesting concept that you're going to find a lot here in Berlin. It's actually on the top floor of a business building. And it is comprised of 4 separate stages, so 4 separate clubs. And there is a open area at the center of it, kind of a promenade between all these different buildings. It's a very interesting layout. But people will go there to for their drinks, to smoke, or to socialize, and then they will go to the various clubs and stages depending on who's on which stage. By and large, it's it is jazz music, I believe. So it has. They tried to capture a little bit of the feel and idea of the the feeling of, I believe, New Orleans. So
little taste of the South in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, Americanism, as far as a popular culture, has definitely hit big here. Does anybody have any knowledges that might deal with things of that nature, pop culture or anything
I
like
have
that?
music.
Music?
Or
I was gonna say I have a hobby in music, and more
yeah.
specifically in guitar.
Yeah, hobby music is mine because I was an audio technician in London.
Okay.
I've got culture.
I forgot I was English until just now. I am an English woman.
By the way,
I've heard of the Beatles.
I've heard of the Beatles. They play at the Cavern Club. No, I actually think that's in Germany too.
but please feel free
Okay.
for the music.
For the
and
hobby?
then, what was the one you said you had, Shawn?
I got cultures.
Cultures. Yours is going to, I'm going to say for everyone, as far as Steamboat, because that's going to be a specific, that's going to be a 20. But Shawn, I'll say yours is a 15.
Okay.
I only got a 7 on that one. So,
I rolled a 1.
I also rolled a 1.
yeah, I rolled a 3.
Be very happy I'm out of points.
I mean, we're just in a place thinking about something.
You know, I'm more used to
There
the
could be a
country
knock at the
music.
door.
I'm not so much used to,
Oh, I see.
rock and roll and all that kind of stuff.
I was distracted by the pictures of the 3 women because they were very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will say.
Oh, so that's our.
And I am, just so you know, I am only 21, so it's like not super
Yeah.
creepy.
So that's our in. Hemlock is going to flirt. How do you flirt better than you people? No. Flirting is a subclass of peopling. So.
All right.
Okie dokie.
But other than that, she would explain that the local culture of Berlin is very much the live for today at this point. Many people who live here now,
live for today.
they feel like they can never get away. And so there is a certain amount of over-the-top decadence that takes place in Berlin.
Just gonna
Like
say the
the-
vibe is very like manic
Yeah.
and also depressing.
It's like very, very depressed bohemian lifestyle.
It is, but and I'll say this as outside of game, the Steamboat House really did exist. It's considered the precursor to Club 54 as far as energy and the feel. It is that infamous. The people that were there to be seen.
Interesting.
And it was amazingly, and I love to point this out, it was an LGBTQ friendly club in the 60s. And I will somewhat leave it at that, but yeah, feel free to look up stories about the Steamboat House. It is actually an interesting place. So, and yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to say that when we're going to take a break.
Okay.
When we come back, our players are going to be going to the Steamboat House. We're going to take about a 10-minute break here.
Yep.
I would like to also point out to everyone that tonight my intent is that there is going to be a scene where you might be able to participate in.
Interactive activity, y'all.
Interactive activity, because there might be something that the players are going to need your help, or they're going to need the help of home office, and you might be the ones they call on. So we'll see y'all in 10 minutes, and please stick around.
Alrighty, back in a few.
Bye, guys.
Just tell me when. We're on? Okay, well, according to what I hear, we are back on. So, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around during break. Really quickly, thank you, everyone who has come and joined us tonight. We have a couple new people in chat, so thank y'all very much. Just want to let you know that for our subscribers tonight, they have given each of our players one reroll and one additional action dice. For every additional person who joins tonight, you'll also give the players one more action dice. Do you want to throw that out? Also, if all goes well according to plan tonight, there is a chance that you might be able to participate in part of the game. That is something I'm going to try out if it all goes according to plan, which sometimes that's not something you can count on in an RPG game. But other than that, we're waiting on Roxy to come back. She'll be here in just a moment. Do want to say that on Tuesday nights, we have our Tome of Isolation game that will be coming back on Tuesday. It'll be Roxy again in the chair for Alone Against the Dark from Chaosium. That is our game that we do where it is specifically one-player games with no GM. And the idea is that we will have... the idea is essentially these are games that you can play by yourself at home when you don't have the ability to meet people, which right now with the current quarantine situation as well as other things, that's a lot of people's lives. So this is a great way if you want to learn about some of those games that are out there. And after, I will say that I think the one that'll be coming up after that, we've got a couple different ones, but I know that Chaosium with the Call of Cthulhu series has made a lot of those. There are some out there right now for 5th edition. And we have some also for Deadlands, which I think would be a great system to try out that.
Yeah, we just got a Deadlands solo adventure book from the new Deadlands Kickstarter.
And then on Thursday, we will be returning to our Illuminated Page special stream of Bunkhouse B, which Roxy is the GM for that game, the keeper, I think, in Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, I called her I'm the camp administrator because it's summer camp. That's what I called myself.
And so that'll be coming back on Thursday. But I think we're all at the table and all ready to proceed.
We're all ready to go.
So thank y'all all for coming in. And we'll go ahead and get started. So your characters traveled to not too far away, actually. This is still in the Dutch-controlled section of West Berlin. And would you have traveled there by car or on foot? I will say that.
Well, I kind of just set the tone. What was the dresses? What, casual, black tie?
Honestly, all of the above.
All the above.
Yeah. A lot of people try and dress in what they think is the American style, trying to blend in with the whole, white tie, white jacket appearance of some of the things that they've seen on TV or in movies.
Oh, like the classic dinner jacket and tie.
And so there is a lot of that, but from what you understand, there's everything. People will come dressed still in the equivalent of 1920s. Some people will be much more casual. So there is that.
Cool.
Cool.
But would you have arrived coming in your vehicle, or would you have traveled by foot?
How far did you say it was?
It's in the same section of town. So
I would say we take the car in case we need a fast getaway.
That's kind of what I was thinking too, and since we do have the listening station installed in the vehicle, if somebody wanted to stay in the car or excuse themselves and go to the car, perhaps we could do some sort of surveillance from within the car. Does that make sense? There will be a lot of noise, but, maybe something can be overheard. Or, because we do have some bugs, right? We can just connect the bugs.
And I have a radio tooth.
Yeah. So we can connect the bugs. I also have a tape recorder, or a small personal recorder that I will assume the listening station has some port for recording, and I can plug that in, and one of us can plant a bug near where they are, and then have that recording in the car.
Okay.
Does that work for the time period?
I think that I'm going to say yes. I'm all about it. Adds to the spy cinematic nature of the situation.
This is called the Steamboat House?
That's the closest translation.
Okay.
That's the literal translation. Calling it the riverboat would be also.
Okay, cool. All right. Do we want to... I was trying to think if we should pretend to be, like, I don't know if Flint and I should pretend to be a couple, or even Hemlock. If we should, ha 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 ha, we're just going in here, ha ha ha. I don't know.
Is that how we're... that's definitely Hemlock.
That's yeah.
Or just act normal like you're having a good time. So no.
So are we there in a parking lot nearby?
Yeah.
You would have been able to.
Oh, hello, intruder.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, I was looking at the pup.
yeah. Our
Do we have a dog in?
yeah.
It was Hazel
When
being a
she
star.
walks by, it shows up in the Zoom, but doesn't show up in anything else.
Oh, okay.
In
Now
Zoom
I just
chat.
look like a weird person.
Oh no.
Oh no, I was like,
Yeah. In
where
Zoom
is she?
chat, our Basset Hazel, she's at 12 or 13 at this
She's
point.
12.
12
She's
years
12.
old. She is a sweetheart, but she will wander through.
She's looking for somebody to be mad at. that's her best. That's her. She's living her best
I
life.
like her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she was the one who kept me from being back on stream at the end of break because she wanted to go and prance through the flowers outside. So.
So, as far as this building goes, so this is, let me see if I can find, imagine a very modern looking building. This is one of those where it almost has kind of an exterior stucco kind of appearance to it.
Okay.
4 floors, and you walk in through almost a foyer lobby area like a business building would have. You see the classic desk setup, and there are staircases that are open that ascend all the way to each floor. But in the center of it is that classic caged elevator. That the doors are squeaky and they open, you get on and ride the elevator up to the 4th floor. The entire way, it's exposed. There's no glass. It's just literally metal and wire frame all the way up. So it's loud. And as you're passing about the 3rd and 4th floor going up, you will see people running through the halls, or going off into offices. Like, it looks like the club at night takes over the building, essentially. And as you're getting closer and closer to that, 4th floor, 5th floor roof area, the music is just getting louder. The sounds of crowds is getting louder. And you see, again, a greater increase in people. The elevator opens up, and you walk out. And through the double doors, it opens up into this large area that, you would almost say the size of a basketball court, filled with people. And at the corner of each one of those courts, of this large area, the corner of each in each of those four corners. Sorry.
That's okay.
You see doorways leading into areas, and when the doors swing open, you hear the music coming from inside. You see perhaps people dancing and everything else. There are groups of people here just chatting, drinking, a certain amount of just excitement, a little bit of debauchery. So,
No.
yeah. This is
Not in 1961.
This is definitely the party scene
Nice.
of the time.
When we get off the elevator, I'm going to reach into my jacket pocket, pull out a pair of glasses, kind of wiggle it a little bit, and activate the X-ray glasses and to see if I can scan the crowd to see if there's any weapons.
I have other directional glasses as well, so we'll say that I was wearing those on the way in, so I can have eyes in the back of my head. I forgot about those.
Go ahead and roll a search with wearing the glasses, those X-ray glasses, and does it give you a bonus on that? Because I would say a +5. Does it give you a higher bonus than that for spotting things?
It didn't really give a bonus. It was just allows me to see through 1 foot of solid material with a range of 60 feet.
I will say go ahead and, I mean, it is a very thick crowd, but I'm going to say you have a +5 spotting weapons.
Wow, nice.
And this is a
that's
search roll.
21 then.
Okay. You make out several weapons are being carried throughout the room. As you're looking around with the glasses, I would say, just as a note, yes, you are able to see quite a bit, bone structure and other things on people, through the clothing of some people. Some people, honestly, in this club, you don't really need to see the clothing because they're not wearing it. This is that kind of, like I said, this is the Club 54 decadence, but in Germany.
I'm gonna
Studio
let
54,
Osprey
thank you.
I'm gonna let Osprey and Hemlock know that I did spot a few people carrying guns. They may be the Russians that we're trying to follow. I'll point them out so we can keep our eyes on them.
Did you happen to see anybody wearing armor? Was there anybody you couldn't see?
Unless it was lead lined, it would be hard for me to see.
Okay, well that's what I was wondering. I mean, was there anybody that seemed like you couldn't see through?
Oh, good point.
As because that would indicate that they have some type of
like something to hide.
Something to hide.
Did I see anybody that just stood out as not being able to see through or see?
I am going to say that you did not see. Ooh.
Okay.
Actually, no. I had to roll.
Oh.
You actually make out there is someone that's moving through the crowd in body armor.
Point him out. He might be one of our targets.
Nice. Okay. Let me see. So the spot DC. So, can I, if he points him out, can I tag him visually, just see him, and then just try to low-key keep an eye on him with my other directional glasses?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think those definitely give you a plus to your...
Yeah, so
spots.
it says when an NPC makes a sense motive or spot check in order to detect an agent using these, he suffers a -4, and additionally the agent receives a +4 bonus when using the innuendo skill with his eyes. See, that's... I think I've used an eye-based innuendo skill before, but it had nothing to do with espionage.
All right, so the music, of course, is loud, and people are just milling about.
Oh, and I get a +2 to all spot checks, sorry.
You take notice of the person in the armor, and you're noticing that they seem to be keeping within about 40 to 50 feet away from the group that seem to be carrying weapons.
Okay.
So it's like you think that this person is running surveillance.
Okay. I wish we had something that could... I wish it was later in the timeline and we could detect any sort of frequency emission. Do you still have... but it would hurt us too, never mind. I was going to say, do you still have that white noise generator? Or that jammer?
Yes, I do. It's about the size. It's like the size of a can.
Yeah.
I
think
I
it would
also have a
interfere
bug
with ours,
detector, depending on how big it is.
Okay.
I could use it to detect bugs, but it would, if it's, I don't know how big it is at the time, so it's like if I'm pulling out some like enormous.
Yeah. It's just this big satellite looking.
Well,
Geiger counter looking thing.
about the size of a Geiger counter or a dustbuster, you know.
Okay, yeah, we'll probably leave that under wraps.
I just like pull it from behind me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to the two of them, I was like, okay, we need to like move. We look a little.
We're mingling.
Sophisticated here.
We're
What exactly are
I'm,
y'all?
I'm like very stiff and very awkward, and like someone walks by me a little too close, and it's like, ugh.
What
like,
exactly are
like,
y'all
couldn't
wearing in this
be
situation?
like could not fit in less.
All right, let's head to the bar.
Yeah, I'm gonna be wearing a smart like evening pantsuit.
Okay.
You know, like I'm looking to be here having a good time, but I'm also not like super flashy or anything. But
There's plenty of flashy here to draw
I'm
attention.
a businesswoman in
I'm
1962.
gonna take what Nocturne said about the obsession with American culture, and I am going for the kind of 1960s cowboy bolo instead of a tie, but I've got the jacket on. Nice slacks, definitely cowboy boots that I know how to wear.
Nice. Nice to point that out.
Well, because I've
Yeah,
been
no, I
in places
know.
where it's like I wear cowboy boots. Like that's not how you wear those.
Yeah. And they're doing the the jiggly ankle thing that high heels do. Let's see.
I'm definitely in kind of what I generally wear in, my old Air Force, my brother's old Air Force,
Sure.
kind of a
Okay.
shirt and have
Are
the
you wearing
sunglasses.
I was gonna
up
say, are
on
you
my
wearing
head.
the? Oh, I was wondering if you were wearing the aviators. Like,
I think I was wearing them coming in, and
Yeah.
I think I've moved them now.
moved them up.
To probably to the top of my head so I can see a little bit better.
So as you all spread out through the club, what are the kind of groups that you're trying? Are you going to stay together? Are you going to split up? Is there something you're looking for? Obviously, there's people drinking at the bar. There's more areas where there's some dancing or some mingling. Of course, there's probably some tables and chairs where, the people who are just trying to get out of the way and relax before going back into the various concert halls are. What do you think? Where do you think you're going to go? Or are you going to try and move towards what might be your targets?
I'm going to start heading towards the bar area, but and hopefully that leads me past to the group that has the weapons, and I'm going to see if any of the young ladies that we know of are anywhere in that group.
Very good. All right.
I'm going to try and do it very nonchalantly, casual, strolling through, just kind of glance over.
I will say this, that as you walk past that area, you do notice a few of the young ladies are there. And the gentlemen that they are with have the very classic military-esque crew cuts. And they are obviously trying to pay attention to their surroundings. But they rolled a 1. So I'm
They
giving
see nothing.
I'm giving y'all the opportunity to buy a critical miss effect.
Yeah. So what do we do with that?
This is when I roll a 1, my players have the option to also spend action points for things to happen. They are trying to pay attention. If you spend an action point, I'm going to say that for the remainder of the scene, y'all are off their radar.
Yeah, I'm spending it.
So So this is the time at which we would best be able to plant a bug, because they're not paying attention. Did you happen to take a bug with you
Or a tracker.
or a tracker?
I have both of those things.
Okay, sweet.
That's
I
I think
have a tracking device business card, and I
Nice.
also have an audio bug and a digital memory bug.
Okay. Which one do you think you're going to go for?
I definitely think we need an audio bug, but the tracking bug.
It's. I say the tracking bug. We can.
If
Follow them.
the business card, can we say the business card is for Flint's cover?
Yeah.
And as a publisher, and maybe he hears one of these girls translating as he walks by, and he's just like, "Oh, we have an opening for a translator. We could really use someone like that is multilingual on staff. Unfortunately, I don't speak. I speak other languages, but I think Flint does too. But we would love to
Me
talk
as
with
well,
you
yeah.
more." And hands her a tracking business card. She may not keep it, but
Okay. Well, so one, you're completely off their radar. They think you are absolutely normal people. To what extent you are normal?
we're defo normal.
You're definitely normal. There's nothing unusual about you to
There's
continue to pay
nothing
attention
unusual
to.
about me that does not scream normie. Okay, this is me.
But
I
as-
want to be clear that despite
Yeah.
the fact that we are totally off their radar, that I would like to go to the bar and get 2 shots and quickly take them to ease anything.
Hey, this is Germany.
And-
People drink. It's cool.
People drink, it's fine. And I don't know if this is gonna fuck us, but it's
That's
just too good to not. It's too good not to
Hey,
do.
go for it.
So I do the 2 shots, and I go up to this group, and one of the women who we've seen before, who I probably whistled when I saw her photo, and try to plant like the bug on her,
Nice.
this audio bug, in sort of like the most awkwardly like sensual way, in like a flirty way. Like it's like, even though Hemlock could be very sneaky and probably just do it.
So let me start off by asking this. So who spent action points to make sure they're off the radar?
Shawn did.
I
Shawn
spent an
did.
action point.
All right. Is anyone else spending action points?
I'm mingling. I'm not even over
Okay.
by them. I'm just keeping an eye on people.
I will say this, Alyssa, for Hemlock. If you want to spend an action point to take advantage of this as well, to this be off their radar, I will say that you are able, that, she graciously will take it from you. And do you want to try and actually roll a charisma or anything else with the flirting?
I mean, I'll spend the action.
Okay.
I will try to roll charisma with the flirting as well. It will be a lot of just because I can't say no to that. I mean, it's just so
Can
ridiculous.
she roll the action dice, or is it just spent?
If she wants to spend an action dice on this roll, one moment.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so that would cost 2. So yeah, no.
Yeah. It
Unless
would
you
cost
want to,
2
but-
unless you want to, which would give you another D4 on top of 20, which you can wait until after you've rolled to. 'Cause,
To dictate that, yeah.
I mean, if you roll a 20 on this, you're not really going to worry much. Oh, what happened?
Oh no.
I rolled a 4.
Okay,
So that
okay.
makes it a 3.
Okay, but at least it's not a nat 1. We're good. So, she accepts.
She accepts.
She
and
lets you put a hand on her shoulder.
she accepts and she understands the atmosphere of the club a little bit, but you
Hemlock
definitely
definitely tries to wink, and it ends up being both her eyes.
Is that some of that? Here,
Just
do you
a
want to
blink.
borrow my glasses for innuendo with the eyes? Get a +4.
she's like, do you have something in your eyes?
Yes.
Just-
Beauty.
My irises.
At this point, I'm like, I'm like, oh God.
She's like, oh.
Look at Osprey. Should we go rescue her?
Do you have anything in your eyes?
Are you speaking Russian or German?
I speak both.
Russian might be a little bit too on the nose.
Yeah. I also speak Tolkien's Elvish.
You should try that.
In Elvish.
Oh, Lothlorien.
Being the charismatic one of the bunch, I'm going to look at Osprey like, this is the most painful thing I've ever seen, and I've been tortured before.
She with that line though, she's just like, oh, excuse me, and she kind of like walks around behind her group to get away. So
Bye.
That seems right. Hemlock says kind of quietly.
Walks off.
Every fucking
Nice.
time.
Oh no.
Aw. Now, I will say, just a reminder, your action points go to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
we know.
All right. So,
Do you want some cool chips to count your
no,
action points?
I have cool chips. I like my chips. My chips
Are you
are
using spike or
some Shadowrun chips.
lower?
Nice.
Oh. Lower, so I need it there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So the evening is going to continue on. Go ahead and make a few spot checks as you're going through the evening, watching this group.
I get a +2 to spot checks behind me.
Rolled an 18.
18.
I rolled a 28. God, at least I'm good at something.
I rolled a 14 on the die, so that is that is a 19.
We are very aware of what's going on.
Hemlock,
Is it behind me? Because then it's a +2.
you're aware that the individual who was wearing body armor has moved into position behind. We're going to say they've moved into position behind Flint, and so it might be a good time to let him know that he's under observation. And Flint, if you want to try and roll something to hide that.
Hide.
To hide your identity, to not draw too much attention.
Okay. Let's see. What do I roll for that?
Would that be a sleight of hand or a...
Ooh, wait. I've got skill points and sense motive.
Sense motive would work, but at the same time, you're trying to disguise yourself in the crowd is more along the lines of what you're going to be looking for.
Well, I do have points in disguise. I don't know if that works or not, though. It's not like I'm going to actively disguise myself.
Well, no, but this is...
But you're disguising...
Yeah, your behavior and other things. Innuendo could also possibly work.
I'll do disguise.
Okay.
Natural
a-
20.
I was gonna say, that's some
With
metal
my
dice, I
disguise,
heard.
27.
Nice.
I will give you the opportunity to spend an action point to be completely off this person's radar.
He completely lost you. You disappeared in this crowd. Oh, who did I kick? Sorry, Lizzie. Too many dogs. Too many dogs on my feet.
No, I'm not going to spend the action point right now.
Okay.
I was gonna say if because we know that you planted a bug on one of the translators, right? Hemlock. You let us know that. I might, depending on how you're doing after she walked away. I could be like, do you want to go to the car and listen? So,
Okay. They, after a while, they are going to depart. They're going to be moving towards the exit. And Flint, you're pretty sure that whoever this guy is, that he moved on.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right, then.
I'm
I
having a
guess-
drink. Unless we're leaving.
That's up to y'all. They are as a group.
So you gave him, Flint, you gave him a tracking business card. And then Hemlock
No, the tracking-
put a bug
well-
on him. Put a audio bug on him. Or I can say I gave him the business card. I don't mind.
Yeah,
talking to-
we didn't really specify that. It was just we got lost in the tragedy
that's
that was
fine.
the flirting.
That's fine.
That seems right. But yeah, somebody got somebody got
Yeah,
my
I'll
business
just say that
card,
I
and
talked
then
to I talked to somebody about, hey, I'm an agent for this publishing house, and we are always looking for multilingual individuals to translate some of our fiction works.
Okay.
It's a booming business, and we would love to get some people here, and we're actually looking at expanding our services to West Berlin.
Lots of money involved in this, gentleman. Lots of money.
Do I need to roll for that? Do I need to roll?
Which one are you talking to specifically?
One of the translators.
Okay. Go ahead.
If she stepped away from the group at any point, but I heard you being able to translate. We are always looking for translators, and I would speak in German.
Go ahead and
With an American accent.
Let's see, charm.
Oh God. There's no charm.
I mean, listen, you can't do
There's
any
charisma.
worse.
As far as skills go,
There is no charm. There's appraise, bluff.
And you
Can I
want
bluff?
bluff would definitely work.
Yay! I don't know. Oh, why do I have a +4 in bluff? What happened?
What's your charisma?
A 0?
0. Did you put 4 points then?
I
And
may
you're-
have.
There you go.
Oh, it's a class skill.
Ah.
Yeah. Apparently I took extra ranks in bluff. Please don't F me. Well, that's a 13 + 4, so that's a 17.
Oh. She got a 3.
Okay, so I passed off the tracking business card, and Hemlock did the audio bug
Okay.
that is tuned to the car.
Now the audio bug is on one of the young ladies, and the business card is on one of the
Probably
others.
another one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not want to talk to the same one, especially if anybody has seen the three of us together.
Yeah, but at the same time, so if anyone is listening in, I figure Hemlock, are you trying to listen in through some method?
Yeah, I mean, I can try to listen in via my literal tooth.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot the radio tooth. Some of that bone earphone kind of stuff.
I'm just like standing awkwardly, like
Yeah. You getting
playing
good?
with my tooth with my tongue.
Yeah, you getting good reception over there? You start to raise your hand up a little bit, like.
You're not able to make out too much, but it sounds like after they exit the club doors and they swing closed, you're now able to make out more of their conversation.
Okay.
And they are talking about, they're having to leave, that something is happening that requires them to leave early. And that they will be, basically the soldiers are saying, we have to go back at this point. I know we usually stay later, but tonight we're expected back early. Our commander has informed us that we are needed for something in the next 24 hours. And the young ladies, of course, are like, oh, so you're not going to be back tomorrow night either? And they're like, no, we're not. It might be a week or two before we are able to come back. And go ahead and give me a sense motive roll on that, Hemlock.
Interesting. No?
It's a natural one.
Oh no!
I'm not going to buy anything.
It's a 4.
Okay.
All right, let's retire these dice
At
for the night.
least-
Yeah, put him in jail.
At least to some
Nice
extent,
jail.
their translators sound sad to hear that these guys are not going to be there for a while. They're like, oh, we understand, but
as soon as they're gone, they're like, "Thank God."
yeah, a couple, we understand. So no after dinner, no after club drinks or anything like that either tonight. And they're like, oh no. We need to go ahead and head back to, and you're not familiar with the word that is said, but it's bundle de sal.
Bundle of Saul.
And they depart. There's still some more conversation that takes place. There's discussion of who was on stage, things of that nature, but they begin to fade out a bit from the distance that they are from
Yeah.
you. What are y'all going to be doing?
I mean, I relay this information, as
So
covertly as I can, so I'm not screaming through the bar.
Hey,
Hey guys!
should we depart and try to follow? I know the GPS is on one of the girls, and the Russians are leaving the girls, but
I mean, well, maybe the girls escort them back. I think we're gonna have to tell the Russians because our window of opportunity is like 0. This is our last chance to
Yeah.
see how they're getting in and out.
Because we're not going to be here in 2 weeks if they don't come back for 2 weeks.
Well, and
At
obviously there's
least
something going
we
down.
know about there's something happening in 24 hours.
Right.
And
It's
then
going
the
to hold them
word
up for possibly a week or more.
bundle us all.
Yeah, what is that, a code word?
Yeah, can we?
Who
Let's
here
get back to our
speaks
car.
German natively, or has a native
Nay.
level of German?
I don't.
Oh, I don't
I don't either.
know.
Okay.
I do Russian natively.
Who has? If y'all want to try and roll your language skill overall,
Okay.
I'm looking for a 20.
Let's see.
Okay.
This dice makes me so anxious. Nope, not me. I got a 14.
13. Where's my language?
And we do have action
19.
dice that we could spend, but
I am going to spend an action dice to get it up to 20. I'm at 19 right now.
Oh,
Okay.
I was going to say that I rolled a 23.
Oh,
Oh,
never mind.
nice.
Math. Yeah.
Yeah,
Save your
never mind.
dice.
Okay,
Sorry,
cool.
it takes me a minute.
Oh, that's
No,
all
it's
right.
The
Math.
No, I'm
probably
a writer.
the accent of the gentleman who speaks more native Russian. You would it is actually slang Bundelasal, which is the a major thoroughfare nearby for public transit. You know that there are 4 major stations for underground methods of travel there. So that it is quite possible that that's where they're heading.
So that could be their way in and out
It could be.
of West Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
So there, you said there are 4 underground stations?
Yes. Some of them are simply just walkways.
Yeah.
Berlin is dotted by methods of transit. There are tunnels that workers use to move about the town without having to get on the streets. There's actually a subway here, and there are also just things of that nature between the two. Like there are tunnels that walk between subway stations.
Do we know where that particular station is?
You know the Bundelasal.
We do? Okay.
And it is, we're talking though still a 4-block area that these different stations are at. But yeah.
And are they known? I mean,
These are public transit places.
they're public transit, but they go under the wall?
That is
Like they bypass Checkpoint Charlie?
interesting.
That's what I'm trying to find
portion.
out. Or we don't know that.
I will say that knowing a little bit language-wise, and actually, let's go ahead and does anybody have any history?
Military. Oh, wait. Is there a
Military would
regular?
work.
I have a military history.
Military history would definitely work.
Let's see. That is cocked. 16 on the die plus a 4, so I'm at a 20.
Excellent. You know that 2 years ago, East Berlin walled up every subway station. That essentially the subway goes all throughout Berlin, but every East German subway station is now bricked up.
Okay.
People can ride those on the subway. You can ride through the all the tunnels, but the subway does not stop at those stations anymore. It has become tradition to slow down at those stations and let the people on the subway just look, because it's almost like a time capsule. It is those stations are as they were for years.
Okay.
And so the subways will just slow down, and you can just see them out the windows. So
Interesting. But there could be a chance that they have found a way to utilize this. Okay. Well, I will share once we're back in the vehicle. I will share that with the group, and then my definite sorry, I hear a snoring puppy. My definite suggestion, Flint, would be that we very carefully tail the Russians
No, I agree 100%.
to
with that.
Bundelasal, and if we know where that is, I'm going to say that there's just like a tourist map of like West Berlin in the car.
Okay.
Map of the stars.
Now, are you following by foot or by vehicle?
We took our car. I'd say we probably.
Well, it
'cause
depends.
are they walking?
Are they on foot still, or did
They
they
are on-
get in a car?
They are actually
Okay.
on foot.
Okay, I thought they were in a car.
Yeah,
My
we're gonna have to trail
mistake.
them on foot. Otherwise, it's gonna be too obvious in a car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure.
Trailing people that are walking.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody got everything they need out of the car, though.
Yeah, I'm going to play super drunk and apologize very discreetly to Flint, but I'm going to start kind of like ha 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 and falling over on him.
That's
And-
fine. I'll be the good old Southern gentleman and be like, "Come on now, let's get you home."
Okay.
And I think we're keeping a decent distance, but
Yeah.
But do we have anything that can hear like a directional mic or something that?
Just the bug that Hemlock planted.
Yeah, but that's on one of the girls.
Everybody.
Are the girls still with him?
Are the girls still with him?
Yes.
Oh, they are. Okay,
They're
cool.
moving as a group.
Then
now
never
you're back
mind.
in, if you're following them, you're now able to get back within distance to where you're
Okay.
picking them up.
We're back a good way, but we're probably at the outside of that range, I would say.
Okay.
Just so we can keep an eye shot too.
Go ahead and I need everybody to make a spot check.
Natural 20.
Yay!
29. I'm really on
Bonus.
like both ends of the spectrum
Yeah.
tonight.
And everybody make you need to make a stealth roll of some sort.
Okay,
Either
so
hide, move silently.
so I only got a 10 on my spot check, I believe, unless I turn around and I can see behind me. No. And then a stealth check, you say?
Natural 20.
Nice.
25.
No one can see you.
I
You're
rolled a
not-
14 on my hide.
Oh,
I-
is it hide over? Yeah, I don't see a stealth. Okay, cool.
I am going to suggest, Alyssa, you may want to buy some with your action dice. You might want to spend 2 of those.
I got a 23.
Oh, and also,
Yeah, I'll do that.
I
I
have
have
been lax in this.
John.
Yes, I have.
John, bad.
So, Flint, you need to get an action dice for kind of taking the lead with some of the things that you've been doing. Alyssa, for the entertaining scene of the flirting, you need to get an action dice.
Nice.
And Roxy, let's go ahead and get your character also an action dice for coming up with some of the covers.
Sweet.
And gain.
Yay.
There we go. My apologies. I'm supposed to be giving those out, and be sure to remind me if I forget these.
Yeah, chat. If there's
yeah.
something that you enjoy, throw it in chat, and I'll
If
be
it-
sure to tell John that we deserve points because chat said so.
Yeah, when they do something cool, when they take a leadership position, or when they do something entertaining. Those are the 3 times.
Or when we do something really bad, but it's still amusing to you,
It actually does work that way.
I mean, that,
Stupid pays.
as we see.
as we've seen, illustrated quite nicely.
Yes, I will spend those 2 die.
Okay. You are both aware that the individual that you observed in the club that was wearing armor is still tailing them.
But not us.
And you're also, with that other action dice, you're able to get the team to not be seen by them.
Nice.
So that's for Hemlock.
I put my sunglasses down because like that
Yeah.
means that no one can see us.
So the guy in armor, he's following the Russians or he's following us?
He's following the Russians.
Okay.
Interesting.
But I will also say, with that with that really good success in all this, you're getting more of a feeling of, rather than being there to observe and spy on them, this person's acting more as a guard.
Okay. That makes more sense than someone else.
I wondered that earlier. I should have said it. I didn't.
No, that's all right. No, because I was like, wait. So are they either being watched by two governments, or this guy is just their muscle?
Okay.
Right now I'm picturing Dolph Lundgren from Rocky.
That's who it is now. It's official. It's Drago.
It's canon.
So if there is a way along this way that we're walking, knowing that we believing that they're headed to Bundesal,
Yeah.
can we like go down like a back street or a side alley and kind of get out of their
Immediate
visual
perspective.
range and their immediate perspective? Because especially since I kind of laughed and made kind of a scene, if we follow them the whole way, it's going to be super suspect.
Well, right now, with her roll and her action dice
We're
for
hidden.
Hemlock, y'all are hidden. Y'all
Okay.
could just...
So yeah, no, I say we keep following because I don't want to lose sight of them.
Okay.
Yeah. And
yeah,
of course,
also the further we move away from them, the less we can hear.
Yeah.
while neither one of you were able to find this other agent who is following them, this bodyguard or whatever, they, with
So
Hemlock's help-
they're also well hidden.
Yes.
Okay.
Y'all hadn't been able to see this individual. Hemlock was.
Has he noticed us?
No.
Okay, good.
That
was what it was hiding
Yes.
from? Okay, cool.
As you
That's an invisibility cloak.
Yeah. That's as good as.
You notice that this plaza opens up, and it's the Wimmelsdorf Plaza, and Platz, literally Platz.
Plots.
It is this large paved-over area, and in the center of it is this red building, very nouveau architecture, a lot of spirals and rounded edges to it. It has this almost, even at this point, futuristic look to it, with large glass openings. And it's, like I said, in this middle of this paved area. There is no way to get across from one side to the other without being seen. And they are walking straight towards it. You know that this is one of the major entrances to the underground tunnels of Berlin.
Osprey is going to whisper to whomever is closest and be like, I'm breaking left. Unless did you happen to point out where that other guy was? I don't want to follow him necessarily. I want to go the way that he is not. So if you still have eyes on him, is he following also in the open now, or
He actually stops this other agent or whoever it is that's following them at the edge of that Platz. He stops, and the group of soldiers and the women with them continue across it out in the open towards that structure.
So, just for are there buildings all the way around the edge of the Platz?
Yes.
Okay.
Large high-rise buildings. A lot of the buildings that are in Berlin have a very similar design structure. They're about 5 stories tall and look like just immense houses. They have almost kind of appearance to them, but they're like hundreds of yards long, 5-story structures.
I feel like we should try to get around behind the red building.
How crowded is the plots?
At this time of night, it actually is a little bit crowded.
Actually,
I think we could
how far
still-
away is... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think we would, if there's enough people there, we can still keep walking in the same direction, and we're not going to be that noticeable. It's not like it's like this vast empty space that we have to scurry across.
I was going to suggest, can we... The issue is that guy has clocked us before in the club, to our knowledge, right?
It would be...
Yeah.
He could clock us again. But I know we have one dart gun, and I do have dart cigarettes. If Hemlock can point him out to me, can I kind of approach carefully, like not obviously or anything? Can I
Yeah.
do kind of some sneaky maneuver over to the side light up a cigarette and try to knock him out?
It's something you could try. You can also try, I will say, just to walk out into the plaza and not be made out, because you are carrying your equipment now. I'm going to say it would be a disguise roll if you just try and go without dealing with him.
Okay. What is my disguise?
Right this moment, he's paying more attention to them than he is to you. I'm saying that if you pass him...
He probably won't pay it. He won't notice us.
Well, no, he will start to try to see who you are again, and that is going to be the moment that everyone's going to need to make disguise rolls. Because he's going to be looking at you and is like, are they carrying equipment? Do they have guns on them?
Oh,
Who
I
are
see.
these people? Right now, his eyes are on the plaza, and y'all are coming up a street towards it.
So you're saying we could go around?
You could try to go around.
Yeah, but we're going to lose visual on them. I mean, we know that. I mean, we're fairly sure they're going to go down
Into the building, yeah.
They are still all together, and they are being tracked.
Yeah, she does have the tracking thing.
Okay, so we can.
I don't
try
know
and-
how far it'll.
Well, I guess.
how like once they go underground, but.
I mean, out of character, how badly do you want to try and trank him, Roxy?
I think if he is at least incapacitated, it will be less problem
Because
if we go underground.
I do have some knockout gas that is disguised as a inhaler. So it would be a little more direct, like spray him in the face.
Yeah.
Or maybe either way. I'm good with trying to take him out either way.
No, I guess the question is, do we want to take this guy out, or do we just want to try to pass him? Or try to blend in and get to the building? The building is a public facility, right? So other people are going in and out of the building, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I've got pretty decent disguise, so I'm not worried about myself.
Yeah, my disguise is a 0.
So is mine.
But
If we did trank him, we might be able to.
buy some extra time.
Well, or I was going to say, see if he has anything on him. I mean, I know it would be in like the middle of a plaza that we'd be like going through this body, but.
Yeah, he stopped at the edge, right? Did he?
Yes, he
did
did.
he go any? Like, did he step off to the side or anything?
Yeah,
or
he's off to the side a little bit, just watching the plaza.
I mean, I'm not sure that he knows me. I mean, I guess we know that he saw Flint, though, right? Because Hemlock saw him clock Flint.
Yes, but Flint did make a disguise roll enough to where in the
Oh,
club
it
he
could
did
be.
not pay more attention. But
He's
I just didn't
hey,
know if
who's
he would
that? Oh, never
recognize
mind.
it's pretty much one of those things that when you're running surveillance on this plaza, watching somebody, and you're looking at all these people, it's all about what you're carrying at this point. If you left behind your equipment, you could probably make it past them without having to make a disguise roll.
I'm not carrying a ton of equipment. I have
You have a
like
gun on you.
I have a concealed weapon.
We also could potentially split ourselves.
Yeah,
So
see,
that
I was
we're
thinking
not all
about
three of us walking together.
I was thinking about fanning out, like someone take the center, and then the other two kind of go around the edge of the plaza, and kind of and then mingle in with groups. Especially if is there a group? Can I do some sort of spot group or spot check to see if there is a group of maybe young people that are kind of being
Yeah.
kind of a distraction, but maybe
Yeah.
making their way towards the.
So this section, and especially this location, this is a very, it's cosmopolitan area of town. It is the place where there are tons of clubs, so there are people moving about to and from all over the city, going to these restaurants and clubs.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna find a group because I know we've been talking about this for far long. They're probably the Russians are on a train, no, but
The Russians are in the building. You're seeing them go through the glass.
okay. So I'm gonna break to the right.
I'm going to go up the middle. I'm fairly confident in my skill not to be noticed.
How do you feel, Hemlock?
I will go around the other. If you're going right, I'll go left.
Okay.
And sort of take, I don't know, a longer way, or depending on, I guess, where they are, a shorter way.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So do we need to roll for that?
Yeah. So
Are these hide checks?
These are Hide or disguise, depending on what you want to go with.
Oh, shoot.
I rolled an 18.
Well, my
Five,
disguise is a
4,
plus
6.
minus 0.
I'm going to go
I
ahead.
rolled a 16 and I have a +4, so 20.
I have a total of 6.
Okay. I rolled.
Total of what?
6.
Oh,
I rolled a 2. I have a 4.
I rolled a 20,
Okay.
and I'm going to spend an action point.
Okay.
oh.
So he makes y'all.
All of us? Even
I'm
though there's 3 separates?
I'm going to say he is going to. You did roll the lowest.
I did.
I'm going to say that you accidentally flash a little bit on your gun, that your side holster, wherever you have it holstered, and he spots that. And if you look his way, he is pulling out a weapon.
Well, I have my other directional glasses on, so I'm going to say that I'm facing away from him if I can, and I can see him do that without looking at him.
All right. But that means that we are going to be going into initiative.
Oh, no.
But he only spotted me, right?
So far, yes.
Is he approaching me?
No, he's just going to pull out a weapon and probably shoot from where he is.
Okay.
So let's see.
Can I roll a spot to see that?
Yeah. I'm actually going to tell you that he is not hiding that.
Okay. Well, that was a 15
Okay.
to at least understand that I'm going to get shot at.
So at this point, everybody's going to need to roll initiative.
21.
Of course, now I roll an 18.
12.
18 plus 3, so that is a 21. What is your dex, Shawn?
My dex is +2. So I get a bonus of 3 to initiative. I rolled an 18, so 21.
Yeah, that's where I am too. But what is your ability score on dex? Is it a...
Oh, dex, 15.
Okay, so is mine. So you just have to pick, John, who goes first.
I'll actually, because he actually rolled fairly abysmally on his
Yay!
initiative.
Okay.
Shawn and Roxanne, you're 2 agents. You will both be able to act first. You just choose who acts, before anything else.
If I see him coming at me with a gun, I don't know if we have a way to communicate with each other when we're separated. I don't know if we've ever set that up, that we have any kind of communication device.
No, but you could do, code word like Blackbird, Blackbird, I don't know.
Is what I'm actually going to do is, because I was making my way towards like a group of people, I once I see him pull out the gun,
Yes.
I'm going to I'm going to go or I'm going to probably kind of move these people in front of me. I'm going to,
Tell him to get down.
in German, gun get down.
Okay.
But I'm not going to shout it, but I am going to at least say it so this group can hear. I'm not going to alert the plaza. Yeah. Gun get down.
Okay. They're more surprised than anything. They kind of fan out, as if you're the threat.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
That's
Getting them away from me is part of the is part of my intent.
going to be their response. Everyone else who is a member of the team, you do also see that this individual has pulled a gun. So Shawn, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be, I'm like, dang, or no, probably a little more than that. I'm gonna pull my gun,
Okay.
and I guess it is equipped with a silencer, so I will take a shot at him.
All right. So standard attack.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and make your shot.
That is a 14.
14 is going to miss.
Crap.
So it strikes the building behind him. You see cement kick up off the wall. Do you have a silencer on your weapon?
Yeah, it's equipped with a silencer.
Okay, so it is that that quiet little zap.
Yeah.
So Hemlock, what are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
Try out your
Oh,
new
I have
gun.
to take my. I have to take these
Sunglasses
off.
on.
Can't say anything. I will. I guess I'll try to shoot him with my dart gun with one of my knockout drugs.
Okay.
Nice. Let's return to the
where, I
tranking
don't know,
the guy.
like across the plaza or wherever I am.
All right.
No, if we knock him out, that's good. That's very good.
It's good.
And also,
18?
18 is going to hit.
Nice.
And so, what is the save on the knockout poison?
Is it the same one that's the knockout drops?
It might be.
Because that's a
I
DC
think so,
18.
because I was gonna say it's like I think it's a serum that you can basically put in anything. I think it's the same thing. You can just use it for multiple different.
So the knockout drugs, when I selected it for myself, there's 2 saving rolls, one for damage and then one for the knockout effect, and both of them are DC 18.
Okay. He succeeded on an 18.
Okay, now that was for the damage. Now you do, and this is based on, because I wanted to make sure I got it right when I used it. Now you get a roll again to see if he gets knocked out.
Oh.
You have to I'll look it back up, but I think you have to roll 2 saving rolls with it.
Okay. Is it possible that it is an immediate effect and a secondary effect?
Yes.
Let's because secondary effects go off the next round.
Next round. Okay, yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. No problem. I will say this, though. He realizes that whatever he's been hit with is not normal, and his eyes go wide. So he made that save. He shoots the glass of the building.
Oh, crap.
All right. The glass explodes, and you watch the Russians and the women that are with him run down into caverns below.
So we're in combat, so we can't exactly give chase right now, right?
Technically not. One of you can always just go run after them if you want, but you do still have the tracking device, at least on the women who are with them.
Yeah,
Right.
that's something at least.
Okay. All right, let's take care of him, I guess.
Okay. Back to the top of initiative, we have both Flint and Osprey. So whoever wants to go first.
Can I make a hide check to try to blend into the crowd and get him to lose sight of me?
Absolutely.
I would like just to make it known in case this is if this is going to take multiple rounds or whatever. I want to try to get around behind him and knock him out.
Okay.
Get into melee range, I guess. Just a second. Okay, cool. So is this a hide?
This is a hide.
Please, please, please. Oh, man. No.
What'd you roll?
That's a 7.
7. It's still a contested roll. He will have to roll on his round to see if he sees you, if he decides to even try.
Okay, but my goal is to start moving at least in a kind of wide arc with intent to move behind him.
Okay.
Or close the gap.
Flint, what are you going to do?
Take another shot at him.
All right.
Oh, jeez. That is a 3. With my 7.
All right. Just because time and also a reminder, y'all do have your rerolls still.
I'm going to do a reroll.
Okay.
You know,
21.
21 will hit.
can I go ahead and burn my reroll
Yes.
on
let me
that
go
roll
ahead.
that I just did? Go ahead and
let me
do
go
this.
do it, Shawn, first.
That's 7 damage.
Okay. That's 7 damage to him. He is still standing, but it obviously has hit him. All right.
All right. So if I burn my reroll, let's see. It's 2 points higher. It's only a 9.
It helps. All right. Alyssa, he is going to roll his next savings throw against that knockout dice, that knockout poison, and he fails. He rolled only a 16, so his eyes roll back, and he, kind of this falls over to his side.
Nice.
Okay.
And, I can look it up, but I think you need to roll 2d6 to see how many rounds that he's knocked out.
Okay. We'll do that here in just 1 second. All right. And you said 2d6?
Actually, I did not write that down. I got something else written
I've got the
down
book
on here.
I've got the book here. Oh, sorry guys. Let me see if I can figure out knockout. Oh. Good night. Stuff is the type on this. Knockout, gas, knockout, drug, 128 or 238? 128.
I will say, obviously, he is down for the count, and
So-
combat is ending.
Of course.
So all of you can definitely make it across the plaza to deal with him however you see.
Okay, cool. Unfortunately, that just told me that you get 3 per use, and then a price on it. Let me check.
Usually
238.
unconscious is until something wakes them. That's
Okay.
usually how the DC works.
Okay.
So
I'm checking one more page, but yeah, we can move on.
Yeah, let's just run, because I'm pretty sure that there's a little bit of chaos in the courtyard or in the plaza.
yeah,
now.
the sound of the glass breaking, and also his gun was not silenced.
Initial damage is 1d6 dex, and yeah, he's unconscious but stable, is all it says.
Is anyone paying much attention to him?
Not really, not yet.
I bet people pass out here all the time partying.
Well, the thing is that he shot. People are fleeing across. The sound of the gunfire. People are now fleeing
Oh,
in every
true.
direction, and he has fallen over.
Yeah, because I want to try to go up to him and see what he has on him.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
In his equipment, who all is going to run over there? Let's start with that.
I'm watching the crowd to make sure there's no one else that's watching us or noticing what Hemlock's doing.
Yeah. Nobody's really paying attention right now. And you begin to hear the sound of police whistles in the distance. They will probably be here in 5 rounds. And you also hear the sound of sirens in the far distance.
I'm gonna just be like, Hemlock, make it quick. I hear sirens. We got to go.
Hemlock, you're going to find, obviously, his weapon. An assortment, a small shortwave radio, and a note. You're able to make out the word Felix on it. We'll start with that, and there are a couple odds and ends, like you find a pen and a few other things. But that's about it, really, on this gentleman.
I'll take some stuff.
Okay.
I also want. Oh, what was I thinking? Oh, I want to take the dart out of him.
Okay.
Smart.
All right, you grab the dart. Just so everyone knows, we're coming up 10 minutes on 9. We're probably going to end up pushing to 9:30 just for the moment. We will
Is that
have.
okay for you, Shawn?
Is that okay, Shawn?
Oh
Everybody?
yeah, no, we're fine.
We will have the scene. It's looking like where y'all might have a chance to help.
Oh,
So,
nice. Been waiting for this puzzle.
yeah. So, you grab those things, and I'm guessing y'all are going to run into the station.
Yep.
Yep.
Begin pursuing him with trying to track and find your way based on the location bug that you have on him, the tracking bug. So,
Or
You-
her.
yeah, on her. You are running through the various tunnels. Do all this leave him there, knocked out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knocked out and bleeding.
And make sure that you didn't take his weapon, did you, Hemlock?
Nope.
Yeah, leave his
Oh,
gun in
no,
his
I
hand
didn't, yeah.
because he fired. He fired at the crowd. People
Yeah,
will
no.
attest to that.
I took the radio and the note and
Cool.
like the pen.
All right.
Cool.
This go
can
ahead.
you hear anything on your radio bug?
You would hear screams. The girls are screaming, and the soldiers are saying, "We have to go." Things of that nature.
But nothing else.
Not much. It's chaos,
Okay.
and there are
Like,
obvious.
don't tell her what to do.
Yeah.
Like, weirdly protective of this, like,
Yeah.
person
Go
that I
ahead.
met for 5 seconds.
That's right.
And as y'all are in pursuit, go ahead and give me a search roll for Hemlock and add a plus. I'm going to say a plus 10 because of the bug.
Nice.
So, I mean, because the thing is, these are tunnels. None of them, they all kind of swerve, make weird turns. There are staircases. Are they going up? Are they going down? For the most part, you just know the direction they're traveling.
Plus
so-
10 search?
Yes, plus 10 search.
Oh, well, I didn't roll that well, but it's plus 19, so
I am
Wow,
looking
nice.
for a
22.
Oh, there we go. I was going to say 20. But with the 22, you are pretty sure you know where they're going. And for the most part, does not appear they're going towards any subway.
Okay.
And
I don't think they're going to the subway, y'all.
And eventually, your, meanderings, you are running down a hall, and you're looking at your tracking beacon, and you're like, no, they turned here, but you do not see anything. It's like they took a right here. You know what direction they are from you, but you do not see them now. And so I'm going to say that is essentially where you are.
I
down
would like
here.
to put on my X-ray glasses and see if they've gone somewhere that we can't see.
Oh, you have a pair too? Nice.
I do.
We're all just like,
Is that what you mean, or do you mean they've like disappeared somewhere, or that possibly they disappeared like through
are they in a wall?
a door in the wall that we can't see?
Looking around, there, the X-ray glasses give you a certain amount of depth that you can see through an object, and a lot of this down here is solid. But there is a section of about 4 foot by 6 foot of the wall that you can see through, and you also see a square about 6 inches by 6 inches positioned next to it that looks like there's a loose brick over the top of. So
I
your
would like to-
X-ray glasses have given you the opportunity not to make a spot roll on this.
Nice. Could I pull out the brick?
You pull out the brick, and you see a numeric pad that is almost it is steel that it is a part of, and it is hard set into the wall. Like it, you see no screws, just numbers that are to be pressed. You still do have that. Yeah, you still do have that note.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I would like to take out. I don't know why I'm flailing it.
At the top of the notes, I'm going to copy and paste this. It is going to go into the chat for my players, and then I'm also going to copy and paste it into the chat for all of y'all watching on Twitch. So one moment here. So this is coming out to all of y'all first, my players. This is what appears in front of you first. We're going to deal with what exactly that is in a moment. All right. And now, coming out to everyone else, I'm sending this out to chat right now.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, gifted some subs.
Yes, thank you, Ruworks, for gifting out some subs to everybody.
Oh, it's a code.
This appears in front of you. And so, players, for the most part, people in chat, you might be curious what's going on. We're going to deal with that really quick.
What is this language?
Players, who here speaks Russian?
I speak it. Yeah, I speak it.
I also speak it.
Who speaks it at a language level of native?
I do.
I don't know. How do we know?
You get a certain amount of languages that are native spoken based on your wisdom score. And so you could, if you haven't chosen them yet, you could go ahead and say it. I speak this as well as
Yeah, I was going to say because I'm actually not sure. I know that I speak a lot of languages.
Yeah. It's an interesting mechanic that they added to Spycraft.
Is it additional to your true native language?
Yes.
So like I speak English, but I can select 2 more because I have a 2 as a wisdom modifier.
Yes.
And then if you take the language skill, that actually provides more opportunities to be a
okay.
native speaker.
So it is. Okay, so it's based on. Is it just solely based on your wisdom modifier?
For the numbers that you speak natively, yes.
Oh, well then we're gonna say
I have mine's 3.
Okay. So
That's dope.
everyone who
So, yeah, I
speaks
speak
it
Russian.
natively, you're able to pick out parts of the translation as number, street
Okay.
location, adding something, multiplying something.
Okay, number. So number. Street. Adding something
Or multiplying something.
or multiplying.
These are different lines in the text.
Right.
It's like you're picking it out. It's like it comes across as either another language or perhaps this is where it gets interesting for everybody who can speak Russian natively or to a native level. It's almost like it's perhaps mixed with a really bad phonetic Russian spelling. It's not even like true Russian language.
I make a cryptography roll?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a cryptography roll.
Oh my god, I'm doing that too. Because I'm high in cryptography.
Yeah, I have.
Now that I've said that, I'm going to screw this up.
Yeah, I didn't get a good. I'm gonna spend one of my action die to add a D4.
27.
Oh my gosh! Never mind. I'm not gonna spend my action die. Give that back to myself. I rolled an 8.
I rolled a 17, and I have a 10 in cryptography.
Nice. All those skill points are super handy.
I have so many.
It doesn't look like it's cryptography.
Interesting. Okay.
So there's something more to this. And here's the next question I will now ask my players. What languages does everyone here at the table speak?
Natively or just period?
Period.
English. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
you go.
English, Russian, German, Italian, and Swedish.
Okay.
English, Russian, German, American Sign Language, Spanish, and Tolkien's Elvish.
There we go.
Which I do speak natively.
Nice.
Nice.
I did. I've got Spanish, French, Russian, all 3 natively, and then German.
Okay. You're pretty sure that this is a language, but it's a language you were not familiar with amongst the team. Something related to Russian. This would be a great opportunity for somebody to reach out to home office.
Can I? So could I roll a languages check to see if I know that I'm not going to be able to read it, but if I recognize
absolutely
what the language
a dialect or a, something
Yeah,
like
that's what I was checking about what we can do with the language.
I don't think I
skill.
have a language. I don't think I took the languages. Oh, did I? Let me see. Languages. I have a foreign languages. I took 2 ranks in it.
Okay.
23.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You are pretty sure that this is written in a Serbian dialect.
Oh.
It's Serbian. I don't know why I whisper it, but I do.
Yeah,
'Cause
just
we're
the atmosphere.
spies.
I'm gonna be like, I don't know Servian.
It's wispionage. Sorry.
So does anybody here know Servian?
I do not. I don't even.
Right, so we need to
So
contact
can
the
we?
home
Yeah,
office.
can we contact a home office?
Yeah.
So
Does somebody have a radio, or are y'all going to need to go find a telephone really quick?
I can run up and find a telephone
Okay.
if you guys want to stay, because Hemlock needs to stay close enough to be able to track and pick up the radio signal. Right.
Yeah,
so
I'll stay here
run
just
up.
in case.
I'm sure there's one.
Yeah,
up
I
in
don't
the
think my
plaza.
radio tooth will do much for us right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna run up and see if there's some type of payphone or something on the plots.
All right. There is, in fact, a telephone.
All right. I enter in the secret code.
Is our guy still lying there?
Yeah. Are the cops like investigating?
The cops have probably already arrested him and are taking him away. So,
I'm gonna like smear my eye makeup, and I'm gonna look like I'm crying as I get on the phone.
yeah.
Like I'm looking for a ride.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the chat out there tonight, you are now home office. So, our players are going to reach out to you for your help. This is your opportunity for all of you to help us with this puzzle.
Help us! This is why I gifted you all subs. Help us.
And
also, do we get action points for my subs?
Yeah, I will say sure.
Do we get 5 rerolls for
And actually, Hemlock, taking out the enemy agent Felix. Go ahead and take a action point.
We'll take it.
All right, chat. There is going to be something coming out to you. Essentially, you are working home office, and you get your call from the agents in the field. They have gotten this code, which they read out to you. You have a translator on hand who is able to translate Serbian, and you provide the information back to our team. So everybody now has this coming to them. And I'm also going to be sending it out to our team now.
Okay. First number is equal to or greater than second number. The third number is greater than or equal to the second number. Add the numbers together to make the station number. Multiply the numbers together to make the street location. Largest number is unique.
They equal 14. Is that what someone said? Did I make that up?
I think you made that up.
I definitely did.
Okay.
So now that we have this, I want to look at the numeric pad. What are the numbers on the numeric pad?
They're just your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So it goes to
Okay.
9? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There's no 0?
I will say there is not.
No 0.
So we'll take that off the board. So I will say this with this, overall this code is asking for 2 specific pieces of information as well, which our agents will be able to provide if they look around.
Okay.
I'm going to look for a station number.
Yeah.
Okay. Running over to Flint, running over and looking at the nearest station, finding which one is the closest one. Let me find that here. You know that the closest station is 13. There is someone who is outside who could find out the other piece of information.
Oh. I can find the street location?
Street location. If you try and figure out triangulating where they are, go ahead and just give me a base intelligence check. I'm looking for a 10.
Oh,
Unless
please.
you have something that is like finding no direction or something else along those lines.
I feel like I've taken something like that, but that is probably in another game. Yeah, it just says I can get stuff. Oh, I have sneak attack. I forgot. Alright, did you screw me, die? No, you rolled an 18.
Okay.
So with my intelligence, that is a 20.
you are looking through, and you will find that the street number that is closest, perhaps even directly above that pad, is going to be a 36th Street.
Did you find the station number, Shawn? I missed
Yeah, it's 13.
13. So, all three added together is the station number. And 2 is the smallest number. The second number is the smallest number. So it's only a 3-digit code?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we know that the second digit is the smallest number, or at least among the smallest numbers, because everything else is greater than or equal to it, correct? So
Yes, and the largest number is unique.
so it's not, so 1 and 3 are not the same, essentially.
Technically,
is what we're
1 and 2 might be the same, but the third number cannot, or one of them cannot, the largest number cannot be.
Sure. But I'm saying, yeah, okay,
Does
that's
that make
fine.
sense?
That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, I said it stupidly, but yes, what you said makes more sense. So,
Yeah, because the largest number is going to be.
math.
So, chat, feel free to also help them out with this. You are home office. If any of y'all are into puzzles, that is. Obviously, that would be a lot of fun.
And then they have to be multiplied together. Oh, this is where it gets weird, because I'm like, what is the order of multiplication? I'm just going to say 1, 2, and 3.
The order will not matter. 3 numbers multiplied together, regardless of the order, are going to be it's going to be the same total, no matter what.
Is that true? Okay.
Yeah. Same with addition.
Well, I know it with addition. But
It's
I
like
thought
if you
multiplication
multiplied 2, 3, and 4, 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. If you multiply 4 times 2 times 3, 4 times 2 is 8. 8
You're
times
right,
3.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I have not taken a math course in a really long time, but I've thought about it.
Now, obviously, it's a little bit of a puzzle. I will say that if y'all feel a little bit overwhelmed by this, you can always make your inspiration. Someone can make an inspiration check instead.
I
So
think
I've never been one to try and hem in a group and say, if you don't figure this out, you're not going to get it.
Sure. And if anybody in chat has any guesses, please.
You can give the answer in chat. You just type it in and give it to them.
And I'm watching. I'm watching this chat for any help. Thank you for all of you that have stayed.
Well,
stayed with us.
9 times 4 is 36, and 9 plus 4 is 13.
So 3 plus, so 2 plus 2 maybe? 9 plus 2 plus 2?
I'm just thinking.
So what? So 9 times 2 is 18, but 18 times. Okay, how does that work? Okay.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it could be 9, 2, and 2. It could be 6 and 3 and 4. It could be.
Yeah. 6 times. Either way, that ends up with another 8. Yeah, that's too many. How do we do this? Yay, puzzles. I love puzzles. I do these in games all the time. I like these types of logic number puzzles. It's like deducing.
I thought I was thinking this would be an interesting thing. One of the players did say that they would love a puzzle coming into the game, so I was like, okay, I will work it out.
David is working on
God.
it too. He's
Let me tell you a story.
Oh no.
Oh yes, no. David is a board gamer that we play games with. He's also obviously our I'm just going to call him kind of my future brother-in-law or something like that.
Yeah, he's your brother-in-law.
And David, we played Pandemic once, the board game.
Once. Yeah.
And we got our tails handed to us. Well, David was like, I'm not going to let this game beat me.
Because he's a research biologist.
Yeah. And
229 is what David says.
Yeah. And David thought about it in the shower, thought about it daily, and was like, he came up with a plan, and he came over, and he's like, we're going to play Pandemic again, and I need y'all to do the specific roles, and I need you to do what I tell you. I'm like, okay.
I would like to point out that we are all currently playing Pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they prepared us.
And
David,
losing.
we beat Pandemic in less than 10 moves.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay,
He was like,
David broke
let
Pandemic.
me drive. Let me drive. Let me tell. Do you guys trust me? And then yeah. So David has, and it matches actually what you had said, Alyssa. I just was bad at math.
I knew it.
922 or 229 is what.
And so the question comes down to the order then.
So it's either 229 or 922.
Well, what are the instructions?
Well, the
Oh.
first number is equal to or greater than the second number, so
Yeah.
9 would be first.
Equal to or greater. So it
Well,
has
so is 3. 3 is also greater than or equal to the second number. Right? Let me read them again. The largest number is unique, but it doesn't say which one the large. It says first number is equal to or greater than the second number. So the 9
equal
would,
to, so
and then
it'd
the
be 2.
third number is greater than or equal to the second number. Unless you meant the third number is greater than or equal to the first number.
no.
You didn't? Okay.
So
So yeah, we really don't know.
no,
It could be either.
So oh, actually, I did mess that up then. I'm just gonna.
Is
So
the third number greater than or equal to the
Yes.
first number? Okay, so it's 229.
yes,
Yeah.
that's my bad. So I messed up one instruction on this.
That's all right. That's all right. We got it. Home office was there for us.
There you go. Thank you, home office.
Yes, thank you, home
Hey,
office.
thank you.
All right. And obviously, Alyssa for coming up also with a very quick answer, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you click in those
Hemlock's
numbers.
good for something.
Math.
And after a few seconds, the wall pops backwards and moves in.
I see diagonally. Diagonally.
There's no bay beyond. There is a tunnel.
Okay. Are we
You
going in?
make your way through the tunnel and are walking for quite a while. It is dark. There are no lights in this tunnel.
I should have said I wanted to, I'll take a picture of that. Before this, I took a picture of the keypad in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Just on my mini camera.
Can I put on my night vision goggles?
Absolutely. There are footsteps, a great deal of footsteps here, but it is dust covered. The walls are covered in dust. There's not a breeze here. After a few moments, as you're traveling down it, the wall that you came through closes. And, that doorway just closes up behind you automatically. And after a few moments, there's a doorway ahead. It looks like a old wood panel door. There's no handle on it. It's almost like you would just push it.
I'm going to go up to the door and listen, see if I can hear anything.
Yeah, and somebody put those X-ray beams on there too.
Oh, yeah. I'll put my x-ray glass. Well, I still got them on. I'll click them on.
Can we hear anything, by the way, based on the bug, or are they too far away now?
It sounds like they've moved too far away.
Okay.
Just because of the amount of time that y'all had to go up,
Sure.
call home office,
Sure.
or everything. But there is a large chamber beyond this door. This door is almost paper thin. I mean, this is just a door. But it looks like it's maybe an abandoned subway station.
Interesting. Okay.
So do I hear anything suspicious or?
Not at all.
I mean, I guess we should go forward, guys. I mean, how do you want to do this?
I get my gun.
Hemlock, you ready?
Ready?
All right, I'm going to push my way through the door.
It is, in fact, an abandoned subway station. It looks like the tracks themselves have been bricked off. Nothing can come through here anymore. There are really no lights here either. It is dark, except for what appears to be light coming down through, looking up, what may be a grate. a ladder that seems to ascend the wall leading to it. And everything else, I mean, it looks like there are staircases here where this was once a subway station leading out for public, and even those are bricked up. But there is that grate.
About how high up is it from us?
You're going to go up a ladder about 20, 30 feet. Ladders,
20, 30 feet. Okay.
kind of those ladder rungs that are rebar that are this welded into the wall.
Right. Okay. Well, I think we found which way the Russians are getting in.
Yeah. So are we planning to go through here? I'm going to take pictures. I'm taking pictures of
I was
everything.
going to say,
Yeah.
I was going to say one of us should take photos.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm going to say this. We are at a really good pausing point.
Okay.
Because once you go up and through that grate, you are now in East Berlin. And so, yeah.
So the subway station is completely closed off as far as we can tell, except for that grate and the ladder.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a safe place.
Yep. So, yeah, I think this is probably, we can stop here and then
Yeah.
determine if we want to go up or head back or...
Mm-hmm.
So they took the girls with them.
Yes. Well, the girls are originally
they-
East Berliners.
Oh, okay.
Because they were...
Okay, I
they're-
misunderstood
Yeah,
that.
they're spies that... Yeah. And I'll touch on this really quickly. Under, I think his name was Commandant Wolf, he used East Berliners and East Germany citizens as spies in Germany, or in West Berlin. The entire term honeypots and Juliet spies came from him. And he was incredibly effective using civilian assets against Americans. And this is definitely, Berlin was a horrible place in the whole world of espionage. Because it was truly behind enemy lines, even if we thought we had control of West Berlin. He pretty much trounced us pretty good there.
Yeah.
So, but now
Okay.
y'all are in East Berlin and really behind enemy lines.
Yeah. I hope we have enough gear on us to get us through this.
Oh, we will. We're crafty.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
At
Or
this
spy
point,
crafty.
Spycrafty.
I will say this: at this point, based on this show, we are probably 2 to 3 episodes out from the conclusion. So
Hopefully just 2.
hopefully 2.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I
that,
want it to go on. It's awesome.
Well, we can't monopolize Alyssa's every other Thursday night.
But so we will push forward and be ending this tale soon. We hope that
Okay.
we can see you again in 2 weeks on Thursday night.
All right, sounds great.
Definitely will be here.
Yeah, we hope all of you can join us. Thank you all for joining us in chat tonight. We've
Yes,
had a
thank
nice
you so much.
We've had a nice influx of viewers and chatters, and thank you for your help in the puzzle. And hopefully John will give us another puzzle or something to
If that's what my
figure
players
out.
want.
Yeah, I think that's what we want. So
Puzzles, awkward encounters.
that's right. That's right.
That is a puzzle.
Yeah.
People are a puzzle.
Social
Hemlock.
encounters with people is definitely puzzly. So, but yeah, thank you all for joining us, and let's real quick. I know you gave an update of what the channel's going to be doing coming up, but let's very quickly tell our people where we can find everybody in chat. So,
absolutely.
we'll start with you, Alyssa, because you're the one who does other things besides just this. So,
Sure.
Shawn is just ours. So-
Yeah, I'm Alyssa, or I also go by Brick and Switch
Okay.
here on the Twitch. I am going to be starting soon. I'm trying to get all my equipment together and everything. A channel here on Twitch under Brick and Switch, where I play video games with really cool worlds and really cool storylines and very in-depth characters, and I want to break down the storytelling elements as I play in real time. I
Nice.
haven't seen a lot of that. I see it sort of after the fact. People do that on YouTube and stuff like that, but I haven't seen anyone go in depth with storytelling elements of games in real time, kind of as they're playing. So I'll see if that works or if that doesn't work, if I'm able
Fantastic.
to do that or not. But that's something that I really want to get going.
Awesome.
And then if you like web series, I have a web series up on YouTube. We have all 10 episodes of the first season out right now. It's called Total Party Kill. You can find it at TPK_series on Twitter or Total Party Kill series on Instagram, and you can watch them on like IGTV. They're also up there. So if you follow us on Instagram, you can watch the series. It's about a group of RPGers that inadvertently stream the first night of the apocalypse on their live stream.
Nice.
And they get stuck in their apartment and they're fighting from quarantine, oddly enough, even though I wrote this web series like over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just released the last 6 episodes over this past like month and a half. And you can find me at Twitter at Alyssa Appleton, on Twitter at Alyssa Appleton, or Instagram at Alyssa Appleton.
Fantastic. Awesome. Shawn, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me here. A lot. I do a couple of other shows with John and Roxy and Matt and David for Call of Cthulhu, and then I'm also part of the Bunkhouse B, which is been such a fun game to play. Fortunately, it's not very hard to act like a 11-year-old child.
We all have our talents.
You can find me also on Instagram at bink_26. If you're into mini painting at all, right now I'm painting Manticore, and that's actually going fairly well. Fortunately, work life has invaded a lot of stuff, so I haven't spent as much time because I was hoping to get it turned in for a painting competition, and that looks like that's not going to happen.
When is the painting competition done?
I'm supposed to turn them in on Saturday.
Oh, well, I know somebody who works there, and I know the manager really well, so I bet maybe we can change that. I'm the manager.
But yeah, I mean, you can see what I'm trying to paint, trying to become a mini painter, I guess.
Sweet. Yeah. Awesome. And I'm here on Tuesdays for Tomes of Isolation. John is the unseen voice on Tomes of Isolation that is giving info and all that behind the scenes. But yeah, we're here every Tuesday and Thursday, hoping to kind of expand that as one of our other producers is moving and getting a production station set up. So hopefully we'll be starting to pump out some more content. But yeah.
But you've got a series you're coming.
Oh, I forgot about that. Next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Time on twitch.tv/CFTRPG, I will be playing in a Savage Worlds port of The Curse of Strahd. So Copernica Ashdown, an alienist in Victorian England, gets whisked away in the mist to Barovia with 2 of her patients, and they meet someone there in Barovia, and I know very little about Strahd except vampires. So yeah, that'll start on Wednesday, August 12th. So yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. But yeah.
And really quick, so I'm Passionerdly. You can find me anywhere online as Passionerdly. It just become kind of my moniker. So also go to passionerdly.com. That is our main home website for all our podcasting, a couple things that I've written for articles, and obviously Quiett Gentleman here for all the various actual plays that we're doing. We would love to have people come and sub to this. Go to our YouTube channel. You'll find a link at passionerdly.com. And, of course, all of our podcasts are available on every podcasting platform, whether you're using Apple iTunes to Stitcher. So thank y'all so much for coming tonight, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye,
Thanks,
y'all.
everybody. Night.
Let's see.